where we all convene in the same location.
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes.
Is this a proper session?
Yes, this is a proper real boy session.
Because the
Not a
Legacy and
Pinocchio
Kaya
session.
thing, I named it session 33.5, so this is going to be session 34.
Mm-hmm.
23.
Real boy thing.
Yeah, this is not a Pinocchio session. This is a real boy session.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I already recapped Legacy and Kaya's thing. Fuck's sake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we will start this session, if it's okay with everyone, having all of you arrived at what is the pinned location in Voyager Ward that was given to Legacy from Fate Spinner, who we're no longer calling FS because you've all agreed that his name is Fate Spinner.
Wow.
Did we get a recap?
Nope.
Nope. I just made the joke about, fuck's sake.
Oh,
I said.
I thought that was a document or something you made.
No. I was making a joke.
Oh, I thought you were being genuine, and I was like, oh, I guess there was a recap. I guess I wasn't there for it. It's okay.
We have knocked Joe so far off of his game. He has no idea what's going on anymore.
I
level up to level 10. Everything Fate Spinner told us.
Joe, you need a minute? You need a breath?
It'd be embarrassing if there were girls waiting on you.
Oh my god, there are girls waiting, Joe.
And this is what happens when we play a game on an unscheduled night. It's just chaos. Okay.
This is what you
Paper, have you been informed at all of what happened last time?
Yes. Tarot cards and bullshit.
Yes, tarot cards and bullshit.
I gave a very, very, very brief TLD.
Yeah.
Some guy named Fuck's Sake just like fucking waved Legacy and Kaya over and started talking some shit about he's from like another dimension or something. He is serving somebody that is like really powerful that wants to keep an eye on us and kind of help us because they're invested in us, but at the same time he can't reveal too much because that would be bad. And had us draw a total of 3 cards that had some random bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And
he was extraordinarily, almost uselessly cryptic, but gave you just enough that you could have something to do.
And then pulled a card that is not a tarot card, that was just a house, and said that all the answers you're looking for and the answers for questions you don't know that you need to ask yet are at this house. And
Sounds like Joe's going away from Cyberpunk.
Yeah, a little bit. And then fucking took Legacy's arm and like gave her coordinates, like manipulated the computer in her arm without being able to see the computer. So he was doing some weird shit. And then Kaya wanted to continue going to the food truck. Legacy's like, no, I'm going to the house, and either you come with me or I'm just going to go there by myself. And Kaya's like, okay, well, I'll go with you, but you have to text everybody. So the group chat got texted. Like, there's a weird house. We talked to like a probably homeless dude that was talking some tarot shit. He did some weird things and told us about a house that is really strange. It's probably haunted, but it's also probably nothing. It's probably just stupid. And Kaya and I are going there.
Though.
Yeah,
it is like, well protected.
The warning is that it is well protected and that it can protect itself rather than needing anybody to protect it.
It owns itself rather than someone owning it.
So it's weird, and it sounds like a bunch of bullshit, and Legacy doesn't believe it, and she's like, told everybody, I don't believe anything, but we're going. And so there's a convening happening for everybody that is variously confused and concerned at this house. And
TLDR. Sorry, good. I thought you were done.
I was just about to talk about the house itself, what we learned about it.
I was gonna make a stupid joke. Keep going.
The house is a house that seems to be, from what Legacy could find in her quick search on the back of a fucking motorcycle, a house that is older than the station, has never been owned, is still not owned by anybody that she can find, and that is weird for, like, the super, densely populated station. And there's just a whole bunch of, like, rumors around the internet that, like, it's haunted or it's cursed or some bullshit like that. So, like, by all rights, it kind of doesn't exist beyond an address and some pictures. And there is, like, almost no paper trail for it, from what I remember and understand.
Correct. It was Fate Spinner was the one who explicitly told you the house was older than the station itself, and everyone, and I recall you saying, like, that doesn't make any sense, and he's just like, I know the house is older than the station, but it came here, and they're like, that also doesn't make sense, and he's like, I know, but you gotta trust me on this one, and then you're like, I don't trust you, and he's like, that's understandable. But
take a fucking breathalyzer test.
yeah. And the general consensus online is, like, people think it's just a spooky old haunted house. There's no registered owner. As far as you can tell, because there's no paper trail, you couldn't find a previous owner. It could have been owned before, but there's not, at least in a quick cursory search, there wasn't anything that could turn up, or that there wasn't anything that had been turned up. You could try again over a larger stretch of time if you wanted to.
She's on the back of a motorcycle. She doesn't have time. She's holding on for dear life.
Yeah, this is. We are currently in go time.
Yeah.
I expected some more, like, prep and research time and, like, mulling over options, and then it was just like, no, we are going there, because why the fuck are we waiting? And I was like,
Sir,
Legacy
Legacy is impulsive and paranoid, number one. She is annoyed by this person that was doing shit that they shouldn't have been doing, number two. And then number three, this is the same woman that went down into the sewers for fucking, like, mole people on a space station.
True.
And Kaya can't just let her go alone. She's gonna die.
Oh, it makes perfect sense as to why Kaya's going. Kaya's not going of her own free will. She's going because she's like, I have to stop Legacy, but I don't want to just grab her under the arms and try to yank her.
Yeah.
And last time she let her do something, she met a dreamer.
Yep. So, like, at least let me be there to help. But TLDR, Legacy sends a group chat. None of y'all are busy on a Tuesday night. We're going ghost hunting. Be there or be square.
Yeah. So, let me start some extremely atmospheric cyber music.
I am traumatized by this picture. This is the picture that the parkour scene was on. The running away.
This picture will only get more and more traumatizing. I'm surprised you're not traumatized by this, just in the middle of the screen.
By
I
what?
got this. You ready?
The Tetsuo.
Oh. See, I don't have issues with Tetsuo. I had issues with fucking Joseph Diego. So unless his fucking face just pops up somewhere. Which is not an invitation.
Unlikely that his face will just pop off. So.
Well, I mean, it kind of got popped off, didn't it?
No, that was burnt to a crisp.
Oh.
It was still intact. It was just unrecognizable.
So, I will say it is probably about lunchtime. A little bit after lunchtime. We'll say to like 2:30-ish. And you have convened in Voyager Ward at the location. And for the sake of brevity, we'll say everyone convenes there roughly about the same time, within just 5 to 6 minutes, or like 5 to 10 minutes of one another. You are in a very small part of Voyager that is residential. So this is more housing that looks kind of like where Maxine and Ben Getty live. It's in those, like, stocked row upon row of townhouses that are just compressed into one another. But these townhouses actually look, because they are in a, like the ward, right? Voyager ward. These ones are a lot more ostentatious looking on the outside. They're not extraordinarily large. This isn't Mansionberg, where you pulled the heist against Ronik Krishnov. This is a lot more quaint of a neighborhood. But this is about as small as it gets, especially for Voyager Ward, which is predominantly business. But these houses are anywhere from 3 to 5 stories tall. They're probably about like double or like 2.5 times the length of like a standard car garage, or in width. And it's difficult to tell how far back and how deep they go, but you would guess that they're probably a pretty good ways deep, because these, again, are supposed to be the more luxurious types of homes that are still affordable, but these are for the, like, petty bourgeois level people who work in these organizations. And this such house that you see, there is, on either side of it, not vacated. What's the word? Homes that are currently vacant on either side. For sale signs stick up, and the house itself, in the middle, it looks old. And I don't mean old in a sense that it is an out-of-date sort of model, which it is, but it is old in the sense that it looks like an old house. It has the patina to it in certain parts and corners of the building. There are window shutters, some of which are at a slight tilt. There is no light coming from inside. The doors and the windows and like actual paneling of the walls are ornate, but not so fancy that they withstand the weathering of time. It'd be difficult to tell how old the house is just by looking at it, but it has been very, very visibly uncared for. Even the lawn itself, which is artificial, is unmaintained. It is like lumpy and not trodden. There's not a single footprint. People don't walk on near this house, but it is grown and patchy in areas where some weeds have grown in thicker than others. And there is just the single walkway that leads up to the door in the middle. There's no garage for any sort of vehicle. But there you are. And I have one other question. If everyone here is present, which is Kaya Legacy, Lockhart, Media, and Cassidy, are there any NPCs present? Because I know Marcus would want to be there. Would you have brought anyone else along? Maybe Talme?
I would have brought Talme because Cassidy and Talme wanted to speak to the group, and I kind of mentioned that, hey, I know some people that might be useful to you guys.
We also have to meet these people before we go in the house.
Exactly. And Minnie's like, well, okay, this is the meeting spot they chose, which means they want somewhere secure, or they just want a place to kill us. Either way, roll the die on that one.
Talme is amenable to meet everyone, so she would be in attendance, as is Marcus.
I think you said Cosmic would want to be there too.
Cosmic would also want to be there. I assumed he would also be in the group chat, and if he saw it, he would absolutely want to be there.
Yeah, I imagine the group chat is all the PCs plus Marcus, Cosmic, and Bengetti.
Yeah, Bengetti.
Those are like the ones that are involved in shit.
The most you got out of Bengetti is a read receipt.
I know, we're not expecting him to leave his house.
Yeah, 100% just like scene, and just, no, I'm not going into a haunted house. No, fuck that. That's dumb.
See, but he is in the group chat, so he cannot be. And every time if he tries to leave, he just gets brought back into the group chat. So he can't complain about not being informed about shit.
Exactly. You mean you never told? We told you. You're in the group chat. It says that you read it. I don't think there's any other NPCs that we could bring.
Okay, that I was assuming on the three: Talme, Marcus, and Cosmic.
Yeah. As of right now, the other NPCs are doing their own shit or are civilians.
Currently, the NPCs are behind everyone, just chatting like, weren't you in like some kind of movie? And just like, oh yeah, I was. And just Marcus and Talme going back and forth. Cosmic is standing like at the edge of the sidewalk he has another 72-ounce Big Glug slushy. This time it is bright orange, like a yeah.
Copyright for Big Glug.
Yeah, it's a Big Glug slushy.
Legacy sees new people and is immediately porcupined.
What does that mean?
It's like the unhappy cat.
Gotcha. Kaya sees new people and just waves.
Were they invited?
They were not supposed to be.
I sent you guys the message in the group chat.
If
now you're talking about Spaghetti not reading the group chat.
Yes, we saw the message. We were going to discuss that at some point. Me saying that me and Kaya were going to a house was not invitation for some fucking whoever these people are.
Well,
why would you think that we wanted to meet somebody at a fucking haunted house?
I mean, it's the perfect place to meet privately and/or kill us. So, perfect place, really.
Kill you?
Who the fuck says we want to kill you?
Well, I mean, you are kind of. She looks like you guys are kind of terrorists.
You know what? I might actually want to kill you. Lockhart, can we kill them?
See? Yes, see? I told you she's an assassin. I told you she is an assassin.
Talme will hold up her hands kind of defensively and be like, nobody should be killing anybody. I was led to believe that you all might have a sort of thing, she says in quotation marks, against, well, I guess a common enemy is a way to say it. And, I mean, if you've seen anything that I've tried to be vocal about, I figured that we might have a lot in common.
So can we get names and what first?
Yeah, like above table too.
Yeah.
How popular is Salome? Is she like a household name?
Not that popular. Think like a C-list actor.
Okay, so Kaya has no fucking clue who she is.
Yeah. If you watched TV, you could be like, I think I know you. Yeah, you showed up on like this one show or something, but you'd have to be a avid show watcher.
Nope.
And Kaya. Oh, that's true. Kaya doesn't watch media.
I think the only one that might have a shot of knowing Talme is Legacy, because Legacy is online more than the other two are.
You would, if you're plugged into social media, you would know Talme from like Twitter and other social media rants where she is lambasted Tetsuo.
Legacy just like kind of leans around media to look at Talme and kind of squints for a second. And then you see her head tilt. So, what, you want to go from Twitter rants to, what was it you called us, terrorists?
Well, I don't want to toss labels around, but I have a feeling that when someone really powerful, like a company, labels you a terrorist, it's probably an exaggeration.
Fucking understatement of the century.
You know, I don't really consider myself a terrorist. Just
Lockhart
putting it out
Nazi
there.
Things they keep blaming us for, 90% of it, they've done themselves.
Yeah, bingo.
Talme like gestures like, see, that's what I thought. I thought they were behind the whole thing in Xishan Ward. The explosion and like the cover up. That whole thing reeked to high hell, and I just, it didn't sit right with me.
Yeah, so hold on a second. What are all y'all names?
I'm
okay.
Talme.
Yeah, so that's Talme, best friend, known her forever. And this here is Cassidy Cole. She's my PR agent. She's really good
PR!
at dealing with people. She's really good at dealing with people, which I feel like you guys might need.
I actually represent both Talme and media. Pleasure to meet you, Cassidy Cole.
Stretches out hand.
Marcus whispers to Legacy and just goes, I actually know her from this show. And he describes what is effectively like a mix of the Justice League and She-Ra.
Legacy just like is silent and will listen to Marcus, but she is still very
Shakes Cassidy's hand. Name's Kaya. She like points for Angry Cat to introduce herself.
Nope, she doesn't need to know my name. She was not invited here.
Cosmic will walk up and hold his hand out and be like, hey, I'm Cosmic. Or, well, you can just call me Michael. And she shakes his hand. She just goes, pleasure to meet you. And Marcus will walk over and introduce himself a second time. And then she just nods. And you can see the like social wince on Talme's face as she once again is hearing Marcus introduce himself. Because it's like, we've been through this before.
Can we get a description on Cassidy?
And then Cassidy described her character, right?
That we have not heard is Cassidy.
I mean, she is a fairly tall woman, made even taller by the heels she's wearing. Very fair skin, shoulder length, dark black hair, dressed in a trendy but still kind of formal attire. Not like super formal, but like business attire, but it's trendy business attire. Yeah.
She's the adult version of that like character from BioShock, isn't she? It's the face claim you're
Yeah.
using.
Mm-hmm.
A very pretty art. Well, do you guys even know what we're about to do?
The best stuff.
Did you?
No.
You did not read the text. Talk about me not reading the text. We out.
What exactly are we checking out, by the way?
Fuck
Marcus,
if I know.
Holds up a hand.
I'd like to know as well.
Where is it? None of you read the text.
Well,
all of you
I
just
know.
see
I
like
was there.
names and an address, and you just show the fuck up, thinking whatever.
Cosmic,
Okay.
Cosmic his hand and
You
says,
said
"I read
essentially
this."
spooky stuff. Like, that's very vague.
Because we talked to a homeless tarot card person that called himself Fate something or other, and he gave us this address and said there were answers here, so it's probably nothing. That's why I said it's probably nothing in the text message. So
Do you listen to homeless tarot card givers often?
well, considering I found something weird last time somebody said go check out the sewers, I figure it might as well check. And no, I'm not telling you what I found. She turns and starts heading towards the door.
I think I can guess.
Marcus will like and then he will just start hustling after Legacy.
I missed it because Mr. Amy. What are we doing?
Legacy has
We're going
started the
into the
way
house.
towards the house.
Okay. Oh, is there anything outside the house that we can notice, Mr. DM?
The yard itself is in a state of disarray. It's unkempt and uncared for. There's no features. So, because of the nature of it being on the station, the yard is very small. And it's basically just like a very small area of greenery with some overgrown weeds and dead like flower area. There's not dead flowers in it, but it is a like desolate flower area. But yeah, the actual like the yard itself, there's not much else to really garner from it. There's also not really a porch, as it leads right up to the door, and you can see the windows are either shut and like mostly covered. Oh, hello again. The windows are shut and mostly covered, but there are shutters, and some of them are a little bit askew. There's a little bit of rust on them. This place hasn't been cared for at all.
Are these shutters that could possibly be tried to be pried open, or are they like storm shutters? They're like inside or like between glass.
These could be pried open. These are mostly for vanity, but they are
Okay.
shut.
Legacy will kind of walk up to the door, examine the door for a second, look at the window, and walk over to the window and just kind of like test the shutters, and then look very promptly towards Marcus since Marcus is behind her.
You walk up to the door and look at the door really quick. It is a very imposing, like heavy, dark green door. It has a big old like lion's mouth knocker and the little peephole, but you quickly divert and walk over to the window. It's about 5 feet, like 5 to 7 feet away from the door, the nearest window, and you can kind of rattle the shutters. They're kind of flimsy. If you're not like even Legacy's not who's super strong, but it would not take a heck of a lot of strength to break these, let alone open them. And so you look at Marcus, and he immediately understands what you're trying to do, and he goes, I don't feel good about... we just got here. Can we just like peek?
Legacy stares at him for a second. I guess we can, but if there's not a whole bunch of light getting through because of the shutters, then we're gonna have to break them anyway.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess, right?
Isn't this the part where you're the big strong man and you're like, let me handle this, dear, and then you break it like it's putty?
I mean, have any of you even tried opening the fucking door?
Well, if there's something on the other side that we don't want to mess with, it's better to get a fucking, like, warning, isn't it?
Shrug.
Cosmic will walk up
mentioned-
to the door and like put his ear against it and just listen. He doesn't do anything. He's just listening to the door.
Iris?
Did you mention in the text that the house, quote unquote, protects itself?
No.
Okay, then never mind. I got none.
Uh,
I'll walk up to the door and listen to him, I guess.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me if you want to listen. Like, try to hear anything on the other side. Roll me. I guess I would call it clever.
Okay. Could I use stat assessment with this?
Sure. Listening for something dangerous and specific.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, remind you, Z, we have +1 boost or inspiration
Yes.
This is true.
from entertaining Joe.
If you roll like shit, it's because Legacy jumps up and is like trying to reach whatever fucking latch she can reach. Just clatter.
Hey,
So
look at that.
you stick your ear to the door, and you hear just the dull, like airy, just of silence on the other side. There's not really anything you can make out, and then you hear the clattering of Legacy as she like rattles on the shutters to the door. Talmay will walk up to one side, the opposite facing shuttered window, which these shutters are in a better state of like repair, but they're still old. They don't have as much of a jiggle or give to them. The other ones are slightly more damaged looking. Legacy, are you going to try to open those shutters?
I mean, if there's a place that she can peek through, she will peek through to ease Marcus's nerves, I guess. But as soon as if there is any way that she's like, I can't see, she's going to just like start trying to dismantle the shutters herself, because now it's taking too long.
Yeah. So you can walk like just from where you're standing. The shutters that you're at, one of them is kind of on, like the hinge is hanging a little bit, so it doesn't want to it won't sit up straight. So there's a little triangular slice that you can poke your eye through and look. Go ahead and roll me a clever check, and if you have anything for searching or investigating.
Conspiracy?
If you want to add your conspiracy for it, I will say you're only going to find something. You're not going to find like a general thing. You're going to be looking for like conspiracy spooky shit.
Okay. Then I have nothing.
Is there... Is there like a small opening?
A small opening.
Like a vent or something? About the size of like a small orange could fit through.
Let me see.
AKA, you know, a mini Larry.
So from just looking around, you don't see anything. There could be on the roof, but there's nothing on the front side of the building. The building at least is designed to make it like a fancy ornate outside. So just from looking at it from the engineering perspective, you're like, okay, they're going to cover that shit up. So I don't see it because they want it to look nice.
Legacy is dismantling a shutter.
No, so with a 9, you do see inside. It's dark. It is very, very dark. But from what little you can see, you see it looks like an old living room, probably. You can see like a chair shape, but it doesn't seem like a normal. It doesn't seem right. It's like it is a very clearly chair shaped silhouette, but it looks like it would be covered with like a blanket or something. Like maybe someone draped a shirt or a towel or something over it. There's a couch that also has that same sort of couch shape, but maybe it was covered up by a sheet or there's a blanket thrown over it, like someone slept on it. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's very dark. There's no light inside. And for the DC for this is quite easy. You can see as you poke your eye through, there is a simple little like metal hook latch that you can just flick and it'll undo the latches and they'll swing open.
On the shutters?
On the shutters, yeah.
She just like sees it, points it at it to Marcus. She's like, "Cause I doubt she can reach it."
Definitely cannot. But Marcus will see it and just go, "Oh, okay. So you weren't asking me to like just rip the hinges off, right?" And he reaches over and flicks it with his finger, and one shutter like squeaks open. The other one just like falls halfway off, and then slides open.
Jeez.
Mark, like the one that fell halfway off is just, it makes Marcus flinch. And he just goes, I didn't do that by unlatching it was already broken.
Lacey, like, instinctively ducks, sees it's not going to hit her. Just, like, looks at him, shrugs. It's a shutter. It's okay, Marcus. People that live in this area can afford to replace a shutter if they get mad.
Alme
Speaking of
nods.
people that live in this area, like, how far are we from the street? Are there other people? You said it was like lunchtime.
It's around. It's a little bit like a late lunchtime. From where you're at, there's no one on the street nearby. But you are close to the street. It's like a 30-foot walk from car to front door because it's kind of compacted.
Okay.
On that note, Cassidy, since you so willingly volunteered, roll me 2d6.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh,
This
no.
is a luck check to see how fucked we are.
Awesome.
Medium fuck.
So, Cassidy, you're standing there, like watching everyone go to the separate windows and kind of poke around. Everyone is up there poking around. What are you doing specifically?
I mean, she would have hung back like slightly closer to the street.
Mm-hmm.
Still unsure of what exactly is happening. Looks like a breaking and entering.
So, as you see the crew just kind of popping off and doing their thing, you see out of the corner of your eye a squad car down the street. It's not coming towards you, but there is a squad car down probably a good football field length away from you, positioned to turn to either this street or a different one.
And if they turn on this street, would they already be in like sight of this? What's happening?
Oh yeah, 100%. This is a flat, like residential neighborhood kind of zone. So if they turn, there's a very high they will see exactly where you guys are.
And like, are they stopped now? Like, could she walk to the cop car
Yeah.
before they turn?
Yeah, you could. You absolutely could.
Okay, I need to think really quickly here. But also, wait, did Legacy share with the group that no one has owned this house?
She would have
Something to the effect
called
of
it an abandoned house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you, Cassidy, would know that, like, just looking at it, it seems like nobody's lived in this house or owned it or cared for it in years. And the two houses on either side of it, they appear to be vacant and for sale, but they are not in disrepair. These are just like, nobody wants to be adjacent to this old house.
Okay, so above table, I feel like there's two ways I can play this. One is realtor that just sold you all this house, or try to make up a different scenario to get them to turn the other way.
Or we could just hide from the cops.
I like the realtor idea, but I'm
I
biased.
do. I like the realtor idea. 'Cause I think
That
it'd be funny.
that is the more amusing option, but I also feel like that is the option most likely to blow up in our faces.
Exactly. That's a thing.
Why do you think Joe said he's a fan of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, generally, if Joe is a fan of something, don't do that.
Oh,
Well, but see, I have a talent that helps me do that, so I'm gonna let that happen.
let's
It's your
go.
Your character, your choice. It's gonna be fun regardless.
But seeing them will walk further towards the street
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like stand at the street in wait.
Okay. So you go walk further towards the street, and the squad car will turn onto the street, and immediately you can see that there's two just average everyday beat cops. They clock you and they clock the rest of the group. You can see the recognition in their eyes. They like see you all. Go ahead and roll me a. Do you have something for like reading emotions? Something akin
Uh,
to insight, maybe.
well, I have mood detector eyeballs. It says, but I don't think it works until I do a social roll.
Well, I'll let you roll a cool check from here, where you see them as they turn up the street and start heading towards it. And they're not heading with any amount of speed. They're not like, hey, there's people breaking in. No, they're just rolling on by. But go ahead and make me a cool check.
How do I do that?
Okay, so on your sheet here, you want to go and enter 2d6. You could also just manually do this. I think manually is probably a lot easier because the sheet's a little... It's more of a guideline. But
yeah.
if you open your sheet, you'll see your, at the top, dice number, and then advantage, disadvantage, and ability. You want your ability to be cool, and you want your dice number to be 2.
And you want zeros in the advantage disadvantage boxes.
Okay,
Correct.
so I think this will do it.
Hey.
That's really good. So from where you're standing, which again you're pretty far away, but even still, you can spot them, and you get not a hint of like the sort of beat pop at the ready, like, oh shit, time to snap into action, boys. No, you get this like apprehensiveness and almost uncomfortable nervousness.
They don't want
And
to
they
get near the house
roll-
either.
Correct. They don't want to be anywhere near this fucking house. But they roll up, and it's right around the time, Cassidy, you greet them at the car. They roll up in front of the house, not in front of the house, but like they roll up beside the other cars that are parked there, and they see you close to the street. Officer rolls down his window. It is this kind of plain-looking white guy with like green eyes, kind of generic short brown hair, and his cap. And he rolls down the window and just nods his cap and just goes, "Afternoon, miss. What are y'all doing out here?"
Hello, officers. Oh, she'll walk a little bit closer to the squad car as long as they're not going to like immediately shoot her.
No.
Okay, and hang on, I need to make up a name really fast. Would Cassidy know a popular like realtor or realty company?
Oh, for sure. You could just spitball one off the cuff. There's plenty of...
Zillow.
Yeah, you could work for Gigazillow.
Okay. Esme Hill. I'm a realtor for Gigazillow. I just sold all these wonderful people this property, and I'm a klutz and totally left the keys at the office. So one of my coworkers is bringing them along, but they're just looking around, not sure what they're going to do with it.
So you say that you sold them this house. Do you have anything for bluffing or lying?
I literally have a talent called bluff.
Okay,
Yeah.
roll me a bluff check, and you can kick the advantage up to 1.
I don't know if this will count, but I also have plausible deniability, so I have advantage on social rolls made to cover up, lie, or conceal my allies' involvement in dubious or criminal activity.
Sure. Yeah, that would kick it up to a boost, so you just get to add a d6 on your roll.
Okay, so do I do 3 dice then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so 3 dice, 0 advantage, 0 disadvantage with cool.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Okay. So you tell them that you sold this house, and the cop, like, he blinks for a second, and then like looks at his buddy in the squad car, and the other dude's just like, fucking just shrugs. It's some guy with blonde hair and similar kind of demeanor, just kind of the vague officer absent-mindedness of just like, I don't know what to tell him, and then he looks back to you and just goes, "You sold that house?" And like nods his head towards it.
Yeah, it's been on the market for years.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I've heard at least, but cool. Well, good, good. Glad to see everything's in order here then. Well, if that's all, then you all, if you don't need anything, you're just waiting on your coworker or whatever, then you all can have a nice day. And he looks more like he wants to exit the conversation.
Have a nice day, officers.
He just nods, rolls up his window, and starts driving. Like he's moving, car is rolling while the window is going up, and he is gone. Him and his partner are gone, and Talme like now is walked away from the windows behind you and just goes, "Were those just cops that just? What the hell are they doing here?"
I assume patrolling,
Oh yeah,
but
I
they
guess
won't be a
yeah.
problem.
Gives you like a pat, like a backhanded fist bump on the arm, and just kind of goes, "Hell yeah, good work," and then turns around and heads back up to the window. Like, now, I guess, well, if there's no cops looking around, and Talme is gonna try the doorknob. Legacy with she tries the doorknob and she just gets like a rattle, and she finds that it's locked. Legacy with the window open and unlatched, you can see inside. I will send you an image.
Oh boy.
So from where you are, you can see. Oh, hold on, gotta go
Is
to
it
my
just
DM.
me or did creepy music start?
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Just a little bit. You know, healthy amount.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can see the furniture in there has cloth sheets covering it, like someone was painting.
Okay. Nothing, like, essentially what's in that picture is exactly what I see. Nothing else.
Correct. Nothing
Okay.
else.
Oh, Legacy just kind of like, you see her like hands cupped around her eyes so that she can see through the window a little better. And you see her like shift side to side. She kind of like scans, and then she shrugs like one shoulder. Not too bad. Just looks like an old weird house. She's gonna try the window.
You go for the window, and it doesn't budge. There's not even a rattle. Like you can't find much purchase on it, and what you are able to kind of get a little bit of a grip on, you kind of dig your nails into the little bits of wood grains, kind of, and you stick for a second, and then just nothing. That window's not wanting to give. At least not lifting it. You could probably smash it, but yeah, like the actual lifting the window doesn't seem to want to go.
Well, any of you guys know how to pick a lock?
Cosmic shrugs and just goes, "I could learn, like later. Not right now, but later."
Well, isn't that why you brought muscles
Is-
along?
Is there a way to like break the lock through the handle kind of thing? To like open it by
So-
like, twisting it too far kind of thing?
I have a feeling we should not break the lock.
Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could go for the handle and just wrench it as hard as you possibly could, and then just
Well-
break the gears in the handle to get the door to unlock.
Has anyone tried the knocker yet? I don't think so.
I want to.
Then go
Yeah,
do
go for
that.
it.
Everybody else is doing shit. You can just walk up and use the knocker.
Well, everyone is doing shit, so like fucking, they're doing shit.
You're good. So, Kaya, you go up to Talme, who just tried the handle and just like kind of shrugs, just goes, "Well, that's locked." You try the knocker,
Yeah, I
and
don't know. Has anyone tried knocking?
Talme just shakes her head. You hear the that's a heavy knocker. It's a lot heavier than you thought it was. or you had anticipated it being. But after you knock, there's like a probably good 10, 15 seconds of just stillness. Nothing.
Alright. Fuck it. Try the door again, maybe? As in, the handle of the door?
Mm-hmm. You twist the knob. It's definitely locked. It's an old handle. This is an old door. It's got like the iron kind of. It's one of those not perfectly round knobs. It is an elliptical knob that has like ornate metal, iron carvings in it, and it's very extra, right? But you twist it, and it just resists, and you're not getting anywhere with it. Do you want to try to? Does anyone want to try to like push further or bust it or something?
That's what Lockhart was preparing to do.
Yeah, Kai will like do the knocker, try the door, shrug, gesture for Lockhart.
Well, there's
Okay.
one other thing that could be tried. Maybe.
What?
Like, depending. Kaya keeps some tools on her all the time, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, Lacey will just like walk over, like look Kaya up and down for a second. You got a screwdriver?
What kind you need?
Flathead.
What size?
Long.
Oh, what size do you want the flathead to be?
Just show me what you have.
I mean, alright.
Head.
Pulls out like a little like pouch that you like the kind of rolly pouch and like unrolls it in her hands. You see like 5 different sized flatheads.
She will.
And also above table of Kai does have an ability that when all else fails, she can just fucking hit it.
She will pick up one of the screwdrivers and go to the door, and you can sometimes use, like, depending on if this is what type of doorknob, use a screwdriver like the fucking credit card trick to open a door.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's got like an actual keyhole to it, you can like the old-fashioned keyholes. You can sometimes just jam it in the right way and it'll just unlock.
Mm-hmm.
So she will try one or both of those depending on what she sees on this door.
So before you do that, I want to ask really quick, Media, is there anything you wanted to try, or are you just kind of riding this out till we get
Yeah,
inside?
there's nothing I can really do right now. So
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Lockhart, you go up to the doorknob. Legacy, you go up to the doorknob. You have the screwdriver, and you want to try to jimmy it, kind of like a credit card. You can roll me a quick check. If you have anything for lockpicking or like fine manipulation, any sort of tool use, generic specialty.
Sir, she has exactly 3 things: hacking, running, and conspiracy. That is all she has. This character is geared to not very many things.
Could Kaya do this with engineering?
I
Be
would.
a quick check, though.
It would be a
That's
quick check.
true.
You could try it with engineering. I would say if you want to try it with engineering, you
Mhm.
would be. I would say you're able to affect the lock, but you're not. It wouldn't be like sliding it and tricking it like a credit card. It would be more like
Mhm.
trying to pick the lock manually.
Yeah.
But you could. I would say engineering could work.
I'll say like good.
I just have a stupid question. There's no doormats or potted plants or anything that we could look under / in for a key.
No, there is a doormat, but there's no potted plants or anything. There is a doormat that is just like a generic wipe your feet kind of bristled doormat.
this
there's
is an
no
old
potted plant.
house. Is it still a mechanical house?
What do you mean? Do you mean like modern, like has some sort of smart home feature?
Yeah, like I imagine this is what 2077. I figure even old houses have them nowadays.
Oh shit!
Holy shit!
I mean, never mind.
Wow.
Double sixes. I will say, if you have just looking at it, there doesn't seem to be any smart home features, but you could maybe tell better on the inside. Legacy with the screwdriver, though, you take that flathead to it, and it just the door is old, and the deadbolt is very easily visible if you kind of squint your eyes and get right up next to the crack in the door, and you reach through this flathead. It's just barely long enough, and you kind of poke at it and prod at it, and you can hear the slight like grinding of metal on metal, and you are slowly but surely able to just slide the deadbolt back, and then eventually you hear the chunk of it latching all the way out.
Legacy just immediately stands up straight, like arms above head, screwdriver still in one hand, and turns, gesturing with the screwdriver. And it's just like, fucking knew it!
Have you always been able to do that?
No. I just figured out how to do that.
Cosmic claps.
Akaya claps. That was Kaya clapping.
When push
Okay,
comes to shove,
so-
fucking picking locks, making EMPs out of fucking phones. I am a genius. Turns and opens door.
You open the door, and you are all greeted with this sight. The door opens, and that pillar of light just... And you can see that this illuminates an old living room. And it is... When I say old, I mean old. This is like 80s, but not 2080s. This is 1980s era.
So, like, a living room that we've only seen on, like, TV shows.
Vintage.
Yeah, this is... If this home is decked out like this, you can assume that it is probably an intentional design choice of, like, we want this home to look like the heyday of our youth for some well-to-do old couple of some kind. Something like that.
Like 100 years ago, essentially.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is like a wildly old house.
The equivalent of like rolling into a house in its 1920s.
Mm-hmm. It's you've seen houses like this in TV shows and movies and such. Well, not Kaya, but there are houses like this that are represented in TV shows and movies, as well as like antique home walkthroughs, like museums.
Pre-millennium is so in right now.
What the fuck does that mean?
He's saying it's really popular.
Talme like ducks her head in the door and pokes like just her head inside and looks around and just goes, "This place smells old too. It smells like the 1980s."
I used to like look around for a second and then just like very carefully like tap one foot in through the door and make sure like there's nothing that's going to trip her up or activate immediately. And if nothing does, she'll step in fully and then pause and turn back around to everybody outside and like raise her like fully mechanical arm. Don't know what's in here. Don't know if we need to, but I would advise either gloves or cybernetics first.
I heard that.
And then continues inward and will actually go to the closest piece of furniture and just take off the sheet.
Okay, you start walking over to the furniture. Marcus hears the thing about cybernetics and he just wiggles his fingers like, well, I guess this makes it easier for me, huh? And we'll walk in after.
I will just turn. Do any of you guys need gloves? I imagine she's got extra gloves for people who don't have cybernetics.
Alme will hold up her hand and Cosmic will hold up his hand.
Reaches in.
Blackheart will pull out her glove.
Cassidy just plans to not touch anything.
Yeah.
So, you can see Kaya as you go to give gloves to Talmay. You can see that her hands, they're not all cybernetic. Her palm is a like a smooth chrome steel, as are parts of the inside of her digits. If you've ever seen the game Cyberpunk 2077, you have like a smart connector in your palm. Talmay has that on both of her hands. She has some sort of smart connector on her hands, but it doesn't cover up her fingertips. Bless you.
Holy shit.
Thank you.
Bless you. The guy just like sees. I was like, huh. Anyway, here.
Yeah, but Cosmic walks in, Marcus walks in, everyone else heads in. Legacy, you walk over, grab the edge of the sheet of one chair, and you hear Marcus say, "Hey, wait!" And then you just, and a huge plume of dust just billows up and out. That has been sitting for a while. The sheet itself has a little bit of like crusted, like rigidity to it, like it had been wet with possibly paint or something, and there's a few flakes that come off, but you just kick up a whole bunch of dust.
Like she just like coughs and like waves her hand around in front of her face. She's not upset or frustrated. She just like takes a moment to wait for it to settle before she examines the chair underneath the sheet.
Mm-hmm. So looking at the chair underneath, it is a just hideous orange pattern. It is an orange and red diamond and like zigzag squiggle pattern. Let me see if I can find a good example of it.
She sees the horrible pattern and like smirks for a second, looks at Marcus since he like tried to stop her, and just like motions. Like, we can put it in your apartment.
Marcus looks at it and just goes, "I really don't like that pattern, especially with all the. There's like so many shades of green in here." This is the pattern.
Oof.
That's for my own amusement.
Hold
Am I
on.
the only one getting control vibes here?
Hold on.
bit.
Hold on. Did Margaret just say so many
Green.
shades of green? Is he red-green colorblind?
He's not red green color. He's looking at the shades of green like here and on the walls a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I heard that when I was in the Discord, so I saw the rug. I thought he was talking about the rug you sent
It's
in.
an orange chair in a green room.
Yeah, and he's like,
Okay.
this is a hideous chair on its own, let alone in a room full of green. Dust mat, perfect. You pull out the dust mask, and immediately Talmay takes one, Marcus takes one, Cosmic takes one.
Cassidy takes 2.
Lockhart will take one.
I find it very fun. Nakai is just becoming the fucking supply bag.
Legacy
He's
Yeah,
a
is
toolbox.
Legacy is moving on. She does not take one. She is now heading towards the cabinet on the wall.
Just looking at the cabinet, going in, investigating every last little nook and cranny.
Yep.
Just
Just like slowly opens everything so she can like listen and hear if there's a click or like if there's some sort of resistance, and then just like once she's sure there's not, swings it all the way open really fast, or like opens the door really fast.
Mm-hmm. Go down the list really quick. Amy, you're having Kaya pass out some masks and everyone. Is there anything else that Kaya's doing in the interim?
I mean, her main concern is making sure no one gets fucking, I don't know, asbestos poisoning from this fucking old ass house that probably has lead paint.
For the sake of easing Kaya's nerves in this universe, there was no lead paint problem or
Okay.
asbestos insulation problem.
Okay. If you were a loved one diagnosed with mesothelioma. Okay. I'm sorry, but that's where Kaya's mind went to immediately.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
She's probably just like poking around, probably staying in the room. But 100% making sure Larry does not wander and is probably like peeks down the hallway but does not leave.
Larry, so I'm glad you reminded me. I forgot Larry was there for a second. But Larry floats into the house, and he's right at the threshold, and he feels like he sinks low to the ground, and he gets kind of concerned for a second, and he just goes, problem. And he yanks on your, like, waves to you from the threshold.
What's up, bud?
And he points at the floor and just goes, not enough metal.
Well,
But
is this not metal?
So, Kaya, you're an engineer. You worked on the station.
Mm-hmm.
That is absurd. To
What
think
the
that there
fuck
is
are you talking
not
about?
enough metal. Like, Larry points at the floor, which it looks like hardwood paneling.
Yeah, it could
And
just
he
be
points,
linoleum.
and he's just like, not enough metal. Can't. And he like floats forward, and you can see his front end dip. Like almost like what you would expect a ledge.
What the fuck? She's gonna like touch the floor and like knock on it. Is this like real fucking wood?
It's real wood.
What the fuck is this place?
Cassidy, you know a lot about like kind of aesthetic choices and like styles and chic fashion stuff that would come up in the higher end of society. For a place to have real wood on the station, you would have to pay so much money, let alone to have it sheared and stomped constantly, to put hardwood, actual hardwood paneling on your floor is ludicrously expensive. You're paying like hundreds of dollars a board.
Wow.
What?
Whoever
the
lived here was rich.
And they just let it all fucking rot? Alright, look. Larry, can you yank onto my arm or something?
He like holds himself sideways, and you can see he's kind of uncomfortable because he's like at an awkward lilt. And after a second, he stabilizes, and you can feel the sort of pressure in your cybernetic arm as Larry stabilizes against it, because he has to find that balance between pull and push.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, he should have some like experience with that, because I've said a couple of times that's what Legacy does to entertain herself and low-key entertain Larry, I suppose, sometimes.
Yeah.
Of like sticking her hand underneath him and like playing the balancing act.
Yeah. Plus he's typically on top of Kaya's head, using her arm as an anchor.
Oh yeah, it's a lot easier though when he's like high up without the fear of like if he misses he can just catch himself. So now he has the fear of if he misses he falls or will have to hang awkwardly. But he balances, and he's like you had said, he has kind of gotten used to it, so he wobbles for a second, just goes, whoa, okay, am stable, and gives you two little manipulator thumbs up. He doesn't actually have thumbs, but he holds his manipulators in a vertical position.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a cute little robot.
Oh
He
yeah, I think he was recharging when
bows.
I first met you. Larry's Media Larry.
Hello.
Larry, Cassidy, and we got Talmay, right?
Talmay waves, and she has a little mask on her, just goes, oh, hi, and she walks over and just goes, pleasure to meet you, little guy. Holds out one little finger. He shakes her finger with his manipulator and holds up his other manipulator, again in the thumbs up position, but in a weird, like, to you, Kaya, you know it's the thumbs up position, but to the uninitiated, because he doesn't actually have fingers, it could easily be mistaken for him trying to flip you off. And so he does that, and Talmay gets like a confused look on her face, like, is that what I think it is, or?
Thumbs up back from Kaya.
Oh, it's a thumb. Okay. No, thumbs up. And she gives her thumbs up to Larry.
Alright,
Um,
alright. So either someone paid out the fucking ass for this place, or it's some other weird bullshit's going on.
what kind of person pays this much money for flooring and then just bails on the house? Like, I get that it has some questionable taste in furniture, and she lifts up another sheet to reveal the couch, which also has that orange diamond pattern on it.
Ew.
Lockhart, are you doing anything in particular?
After getting a mask, she will go to the. Okay, that scared me. I thought that was outside. The music. I'm like, wait, why is there beeping outside my window?
Lost music starts playing.
Sorry. After she takes the mask, she would probably go over to the bookshelves or that cabinet, anywhere she can start looking through stuff, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will get back to you in a second. And media. And I know that this place is suspiciously low-tech looking, but you will still have options to pull from with your tech stuff.
Okay.
It just depends on... It'll be a little bit more weird than tech, but it'll work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to put you in a place that deprives you of your ability to do anything.
Okay.
But are you doing anything in particular, or do you want to try anything?
Long shot, but try listening to the station, see if there's anything nearby.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you tune into the station, and for all that you have, for all of the times you've been wandering around on the station, just in like trying to get used to your new body, hearing the station has felt like a comfortable like hum in the background of your mind, right? Almost like when you have the washer or dryer going and you hear the thump 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 in the distance, and when it suddenly turns off, it kind of feels like conspicuously absent. You listen in to the station here, and there isn't a hum of what you're used to and what you're familiar with, but there is like a very, very soft whistle, like a whisper or a very, very faint blowing of wind, and you can hear what sound like garbled exchanges of words from, and it almost sounds like it's happening near you, but also ever in front of you. Like if you were to take a step toward someone having a conversation, it would almost be like that conversation and those people took a step away from you. So you'd have to keep going to get closer and closer to it. But you can hear something. It's very clearly people talking, but you can't make out any of the words, which in this particular with this particular ability is also very unusual, because typically you just would hear a phone conversation like you would hear normal words being spoken.
Yeah, this place is really weird, alright. I'm getting signals?
Okay, now back to Legacy. You have been digging around through the shelves. For the cabinet that you went to, you like tear the tarp off of a few more pieces of furniture. You look at a couple things. You open the shelves to some of the cabinetry you can see in the back there with the diamond patterns on it. In those cabinets, there's not really anything surprisingly interesting, of nothing of intense note, but go ahead and roll me a, let's do a clever check, and you can add your conspiracy to it.
And I will remind you also that I get bonuses if it has anything to do with Dreamers or Tetsuo.
Correct, but it has nothing to do with either right now.
Okay.
But I do appreciate the reminder.
So I'm gonna fucking boost this one. Spending a prep.
You're
You have
free,
inspiration.
Yeah, you're free inspiration.
Oh, that's true. Is that advantage or a boost?
I'll say that it can be a boost. If I did, yeah. I was about to say, like, if at this point, I'm more liable to just hand out boosts than advantage, and advantage can come from mechanical things.
I'm just quoting what you said last time.
16.
16. So you are shuffling through some random, like, you find like a cookbook that's old and dusty. You find a couple of like old envelopes that are they're blank, and just browned. They have that same sort of patina brown tint to them. And after a bit of digging, you throw open one of the bottom cabinets, and in the bottom you see a very small box. It is about the size of like a small shoebox. You grab it and rip the lid off of it. It's just cardboard. And inside there is a letter that appears to be from some sort of agency of some kind, like an insurance agency, it would appear. There's a couple of advertisements of just old, like, not postcards. What are they? Coupons, like mail coupons, like junk mail.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see a manila envelope that is unmarked and thread sealed, like the two little nodes that you wind a thread around in a figure eight. You see one of those.
So she's gonna look at the insurance thing first, see if there is an address on it or a location on it, and then what it's actually saying, and then she will open up the manila envelope.
So, looking at the insurance letter, you can see that it is like, you don't even have to like Google this or research it much at all. You can see that it's dated 1989. This is an insurance offer for homeowners insurance to protect against unlikely events.
She just like blinks for a second and kind of tilts her head, and then I'm assuming it's either Marcus or Lockhart, whoever it is that's closest to her. She like slowly puts the letter in front of their face, interrupting whatever they are doing at the moment. What's the year on that? Making sure I'm not crazy.
You hold it up. Marcus takes it, and Lockhart, you would be near Legacy as you're both kind of sifting through stuff. Marcus he takes the letter and will lean towards you and share his view of it, and he'll be like, "That says 1989, right?"
That's what I'm saying.
So this is almost 100 years old.
And how old is the station again?
Not that old. It's like 50 years old or something.
Way not that old. Let me see, because I can get you an exact answer on how old the station is.
Because essentially the station went up in the 2020s, didn't it?
I believe so.
Because it would be, at the very least, our parents' lifetimes, if not within ours.
Grand Cross was had construction begin in the 2030s and was first completed and had a successful Vern Station and Voyager ward in 2041, which makes the station about 50 years old, but only in the past 10 years has immigration been made publicly available, where today it is 2080, 2088, 2083, 2088.
Okay. And Legacy will just let them hold that for a minute as she goes digging into this manila envelope.
You'd think this paper would be dust at this point.
Hey, wait. Wasn't 1989 the... Marcus, like, snaps his fingers, and Talmay from across the room just goes, that was the acceleration period.
Do it now.
The acceleration period is a period in time where technology was supercharged, and there were a rapid series of advancements made in humanity. So think of like the normal 1980s of what we know and understand to be the 1980s, and then imagine a technological boom that kickstarted the techno revolution, where like VR was fully discovered and implemented way sooner than it actually was.
Kind of equivalent to like Fallout, the Fallout setting in that, like, except in the 80s instead of like the 50s, right?
Yeah.
Like, how much sooner? As in, like, VR in the 90s kind of thing? Or, like, a couple of years sooner?
Considering the fact that we've had cybernetics as long as we have, I'm thinking, like, all of the technological advancements we've had since, like, 1980 to now 2023 in the first year or two of the 80s.
Yeah, it all just happened in the 80s.
Yeah, so in 1989, the acceleration period began. One of the landmark achievements was the creation of fully artificial organs that were completely functional. That happened in 1995. So we were at artificial organ replacement in 95, and that includes limb replacement. So if you've ever seen Fullmetal Alchemist, we had automail in 95.
And aren't we IRL here, like, just starting to use stuff like that kind of thing?
Yeah, we're just now starting to test, like, 3D printed organs and shit.
Organs, yeah.
Yeah, now we have gotten to the point where we are we have gotten past the techno revolution, and we are approaching the biological techno revolution, which is the synthesis of biology and technology. That's what people have been calling it, or not calling it, but that's the next big thing that people have projected is going to happen, is the bio-techno revolution.
And that happened in the span of like 5 years, essentially, in the setting.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure.
Mm-hmm. There were livable space stations in 2000. Just the Grand Cross was the ultimate, like, living space station, whereas there were other ones that had come before it but had either been too small or failed in some way. But the other big thing to note is in 1989, in 1986, a meteor hit the Earth. And it's believed but not provable, those two are related, that the second impact period.
See, I've been calling shit aliens all this time, you guys.
I thought we had hooked everyone into how vulnerable they are. We need to invest in knowledge.
That is the official story, I believe. It's fucking aliens.
The other note, like, turn of the century, 2000 was the first corporate war, which there have been 4 corporate wars.
Legacy just shakes her head of like, well, I guess I would explain all the ugly ass furniture at the same time. If we don't know for sure if shit actually is. It's not like any of us can like create out of nowhere. As she's ripping open on the next time.
Here. Okay. Yeah, so you go to the manila envelope?
Yes.
You said?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you go to the manila envelope and flip it open. When you open it up, you reach in, and it's not a letter. It's a very distinctively different material than paper. It is a canvas piece, like someone tore canvas from a painting. And you pull it out slowly, and as you do, you see something that is somehow incredibly familiar, but also not familiar at all. And it is an eye.
Legacy shoves it
It is-
back into the envelope.
It is
Wait,
not a
let me see.
picture, by the way, but it is a green painted eye.
Shoves it back into the envelope. Looks around. Like, there's not a fireplace. We've not found a fireplace, have we? We need to burn this.
Hold on.
Burn
the
what?
fuck
Let me
is it?
see.
It's the thing in your head.
Oh, then I definitely want to look at it.
What? What?
What?
Marcus is like confused now.
Cody is also confused. Are you saying it's an eyeball, or is this?
It's a painting of
Oh,
an eye.
okay,
Mhm.
missed that part.
And
So it would be-
for context for you of like what's happening, every time Legacy runs into the fucking dreamer that is now in Media's head, it has human eyes.
Hmm.
And she just throws the envelope at me. She's like, get it away from me fast.
Envelope like spins like, and then Media, you catch it.
Yeah.
You open it up and feel the canvas painting on the canvas material on the inside, and when you withdraw it and look at it, there is a striking familiarity to it. It is something that you recognize, but you also recognize it is wrong. Like, this isn't correct. And you stare at it and just kind of like squint as if looking harder will explain it somehow, and it doesn't it doesn't seem to fit. There's something inherently wrong, but you're not sure what it is. It's obviously the like a tinged color, whereas Observer, which is just a dark eye on a white sclera, this is a green eye with a green sclera. I'm trying to find a good example. Picture.
Well, probably not me.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
So it looks something like this. Then. There we go.
Ooh.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. That's not me.
It's I should say it has a tinge of familiarity in that it is you but isn't you, and
Gotcha.
it would be like seeing like what's a good example? It's like seeing an image of yourself from a different angle, and you have like clothes you've never worn before on and makeup you've never worn before on. It doesn't make sense, but you're like, I've never been this way, but it feels like it should be me, but it can't possibly. It is this frustrating, conflicting information,
Right.
and it's uncomfortable to say the least. And you feel a presence over your shoulder, very close to you, as Cosmic pokes his head around to look at the painting.
Just show it to him.
He looks at it and just kind of blinks. I don't get it.
Well, it has to do whatever invaded my head, that's for sure.
What do you feel?
Well, I've been hearing voices. I get the feeling like this has to do with me, but also it doesn't. And that's because it's only a part of in my head, and it's pretty confusing, in all honesty.
There's a long pause from Cosmic, and he just says, "Oh, well, I'm sorry."
Don't worry about it. Thank you for your concern, though.
Okay.
And why would something that's happening now be here? That's
Well-
supposedly from the 80s?
I mean, if you believe the fucking shit about the dreamers on the dark web and everything, they've been around for a while. There's a reason that they're something of a known thing, even if nobody believes them most of the time. It's like, what's the old thing that used to be in the forest all over the place on Earth? Just like snapping her finger toward Kaya.
Bigfoot?
Yeah, that thing.
Well, I was gonna say trees.
Well, I mean,
I was also thinking trees.
well, I know what a fucking tree is. Thank you.
That's why I was fucking confused.
I'm not convinced.
That's like the most in-character interaction. Just like the one who is also invested in cryptid shit is like, "Oh, you mean this cryptid?" And the people who aren't are like, "Trees, right? Like that's the thing that you mean?"
Kaya has no cultural knowledge.
They're basically telling her to go touch grass at that point.
Fucking forget that Legacy was born on Earth too and spent her childhood there.
Yeah, so did Kaya, but she's not culturally aware.
Those are trees. But
Yeah,
it's just,
exactly. Like, what-
Or that Kaya doesn't know Sasquatch off the top of her head.
yeah, like, what else? What other answer is there?
No, it'd be a creeper, obviously.
Creeper.
From
Oh,
Minecraft.
man.
Bear?
Oh yeah, Creeper from Minecraft. Yeah, she knows Minecraft. That's it.
but
I mean, I know Endermen spawn in the forest.
Legacy just like points towards media. It's like that thing was like all over the place, even if nobody believed it. Like everybody just like talked about it on Earth. So like these things have been around for fucking ever since the corpse got big.
And I have been feeling familiar since I saw this thing, so who knows, that might have something to do with it.
But if it's not you, but it is you, maybe it's just the fucking first version of whatever the fuck is in your head.
Oh, this whole
Oh,
thing is
also-
just
Yeah.
confusing, man.
Also, I hear voices, so that might be something.
What?
It's not
What?
concerning at all.
What?
Huh? What?
Can you be a little more? I don't know. Elaborate a little bit on that.
Well, I can listen to, the radio waves, right?
Yeah, you already told us that.
Well, what I'm hearing from this place isn't radio waves.
What was it? Fucking
Wait.
Morse code or some shit?
Wait. If you could hear radio waves, and does anyone have a radio? Couldn't we just tune into them? Is that a thing? Like, does it? I don't have a radio. I haven't had one of those on me for like 20 years.
Could probably build one.
Can you do
The
that?
point is, it sounds like I'm trying to listen in on a conversation, but it's like gets more farther away each time I try to tune into it. You know?
Huh.
So maybe
Wha-
don't try to tune into it, and maybe just moving around will get you closer. Like, one of the things, like, if you're trying to eavesdrop, you don't look at the people that you're eavesdropping on.
I'll give that a try.
Have yourself, I don't know, have the radio turned on and just start walking around.
Yeah, I can do that.
Joe,
You can make a radio, Kaya.
I was gonna say, is media a walking fucking spirit box?
Just go pop the radio out of your fucking motorcycle real fast.
Yeah, just pop a fucking radio out so that we can all hear what she's hearing. Tune in and just like start fucking ghost adventures. This shit. We have a spirit box.
This is 99.9 Kiss Country. But media, while you are kind of meandering, trying to suss out where that sound is kind of leading you, you start to get the sense that it is leading you down
Deeper.
the hall, deeper into the house.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go check this out. Then they're like, do the thing. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and she's gonna go do it.
Like,
Julie,
probably not
do the
on
thing.
your own.
I'll mix with her.
Yeah, nope. Kai's with them too.
Are you making a radio, Kaya?
Motherfucker.
Make your choice.
You can make it. You have scrap stuff that you can build one with.
Joe has to lean into the horror, so we're gonna be the stupid kids and go off.
Could she fucking grab one from her fucking bike? I don't know. Someone threw it out there.
To run
You have
back.
a radio on your bike?
I don't want the two beans to go into the fucking spooky house on their own.
Do phones in this age like pick up radio waves? Because I know, like, phones usually can. Like,
Yeah. You could tune your phone into a radio.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll toss my phone to Kaya then. Because Lockhart
Okay.
doesn't have arm phones, so.
Yeah. Well, neither does Kaya.
Oh, well, if you have it,
Yeah.
you have
I
it.
think it's only Legacy and Marcus that have arm phones.
Mm-hmm. To fucking catch the phone, and I don't know, take an aux cord wire that she had, and just start fucking using, I don't know, wire strippers and needle nose pliers to just start fucking turning it into a fucking antenna. And she
It's
plugs into the
honestly,
phone.
yeah. So like, you toss Kaya your phone, just like you can use this as radio. She grabs it, and it's honestly impressive how Kaya can, with one hand holding the phone, like cut wires, clip them, and then piece together a bunch of seemingly random pieces of what you would just look at and be like, oh yeah, this is just garbage. Kaya is able to manufacture a like makeshift radio and speaker so that it's loud enough that everyone can hear it, and it will pick up radio waves a lot easier.
She probably connects it to her phone. One is the radio, the other is the speaker.
Perfect. So you like connect it, and you're not getting any radio signals yet. You're getting like the and then so you turn the dial, right? And you turn it back. I wasn't sure. And then you start to hold it. Look to the left and look to the right. Just making sure your signal's good, and you start to find yourself meandering in the same sort of direction as Media and Cosmic.
As Media goes down the hall, then Cosmic goes down the hall, then Kaya goes down the hall. Legacy just like leans around the corner to like stare down the hall for a second at them, and like waves her hand. If something pops out and tries to kill you, scream so we can know to go out the front door. Cool. And she goes back to like looking, because she is going to open everything before she moves on to another room.
Okay, don't worry. Kaya is guarding the beans.
And Lockhart was searching as well.
What's Cassidy doing? And Lockhart continuing searching?
Cassidy is standing in the middle of this living room with her arms crossed, wearing double masks.
Alme will sidle up to Cassidy and then just kind of give Cassidy a light elbow in a playful way and be like, kind of feels like we're on Scooby-Doo.
Has Scooby-Doo lasted the test of time? Are we like...
Please say
You would
yes.
know. You would know. Kaya, yeah, everyone would know. Scooby-Doo has survived. There's a handful of things that are just so culturally, like, stuck. They just never go away. And it's like Scooby-Doo, Mickey Mouse, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, we're talking like old school Scooby-Doo, right? Not the new version where...
Oh, yeah.
To be fair, the like new version would be the old school Scooby-Doo for us.
Right, yeah, and I'm imagining that there's even like a newer version.
Yeah.
Where they double back to the original, so it's like...
Well, there actually is...
Classic.
There is one that's like going on, like ended last year or something, that is essentially the classic one with like modern guest stars. It's wonderful. They have George Takei on it.
But yeah, it's like the Scooby-Doo as a property has been rebooted so many times, time and time again. Immortal. They will not let the Doberman die.
Great Dane.
He's actually a Great
Doberman.
Dane.
Great Dane, whatever. They will not let the Dane die.
I hope that three of us corrected Winston. Get your Scooby-Doo lore right.
Oh my god.
Sorry to derail us.
No, you're good.
That happens at least twice a game in this
Yeah,
game.
it happens.
So, beauty of doing a like beauty of doing a pseudo real world setting where we can reference things that have actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Cassidy would just respond and be like, I don't remember there being this much dust in
Well,
Scooby-Doo.
there's always like a kind of gray film over all the background stuff. And I think that that's supposed to be just what is and isn't animated, but I like to think of it as mystery dust.
Mystery dust?
You're not there.
Yeah.
You
I'm
wandered
not
down the
there,
hallway.
I'm there in spirit. What the fuck?
Like you see, head shoved into a new cabinet. Pretty sure that's a drug.
So, who are my two groups? We have. I'm gonna make a. I need to make a list of this. So we have Media, Cosmic, Kaya,
And Larry. So just
And-
put Larry.
Larry. Then we have
Everybody else.
Legacy, Lockhart,
Marcus and Talmay.
Marcus, and Talmay. There are so many fucking people. There's 9 of you motherfuckers. That's
We
almost,
wanted access if we wanted to invite NPCs.
Yeah.
that's almost the perfect split down the middle, actually.
Just need
That's-
one more to
I mean,
trail
there's-
behind Kaya and the rest.
There's 8 people. technically.
True. Talme will give a playful bump to, like, Cassidy and be like, "Come on, let's go investigate." And she's gonna run down the hallway too.
All right, gang, let's split up and search for clues.
Wait for me, Velma. She will follow reluctantly.
Okay.
Is that implying Cassidy is Daphne?
Daphne.
Daphne?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would make Larry Scooby.
Yep.
Yeah.
I really want you to mention Scooby-Doo around Larry so he can just download the entire Wikipedia of Scooby-Doo and have infinite lore.
Does that
You
mean
just
that you're
make
going
up
to
lore?
open up the Scooby-Doo Wikipedia every time we ask?
We started
Ruh-roh,
arguing about
Kaya.
like what?
I said Ruh-roh, Kaya.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man. Okay.
So, are Talme and Cassidy joining the other group, or are they splitting off into a third group?
They're running to catch up with the first group. Legacy, Lockhart, and Marcus, however, are still in the back room, unless you all want to catch up. You all, if Lockhart, are you also turning everything, every nook and cranny inside out?
Yeah.
Upside down?
Yeah, she was looking at the books and whatnot, yeah.
Okay.
Or this closet that we can also see in the
Oh.
picture.
The
Spooky closet.
closet. So let me.
That's why Lockhart and Legacy are sticking together, because they're going to do the thorough sweep of the house.
Yep.
They're going to know everything that is in this house, so you better have the list ready.
I got the list. Okay.
Like you had the list of Ben Getty's house.
Yeah.
Shut up. So Lockhart, you open up the closet, and immediately you see that there's something. So you know how in a typical like coat closet, there's the hangers, and then there's the floor where the shoes are, and then there's the little shelf on the top. So when you open the closet and you see that little shelf on the top, you see the corner of something sticking off the edge of the ledge. And you reach up and snatch it. And it is a piece of paper. It appears to be a journal entry.
Toto, we're definitely in a video game now, finding a single page of a journal in the closet.
It has been
OneNote.
torn. It has been torn out.
Can I read it?
You can. So give me just a second.
I want to know in video games who the fuck is writing in a journal and then tearing out pages and sticking them everywhere.
You want to know who? It's
Yeah.
the house. The house is doing it.
The house? Oh shit. Are we reading the house's diary? Oh no. It's a breach of privacy.
Let me see.
God, it's so fucking hot.
I have sent you. I'll make a note of it too in here.
No. What?
First, let me read it first.
Read it
I'm a
out
little hung
loud,
up on
bitch.
I'm a little hung up on a certain point.
Read it out loud.
I think I know what you're hung up on.
Yeah, you should.
Bitch.
I read
Bastard.
it and I didn't realize it, and then I realized what it was.
You want to change that name?
Nope.
Fuck you.
Would you like to share with the rest of the class?
Please?
Okay. I haven't read it fully, but something about someone attempted to get me to leave the house today. You've been cooped up in there all winter, she said. And I told her I wasn't well and that she should come back another. I feel fine, of course, but I've no desire to interact with the world today. The girl from the grocery store brings me food and necessities every week. I've no need to walk about in the sun and see the sights, the quote-unquote sights. I have all the sights I need here in the house and in my books. Fresh air holds no appeal, particularly in the cold months. Perhaps in spring I'll venture out and make this person happy. Summer at the latest. February 7th. Heard the child's laughter again today. I suspect there must be some little animal in the walls.
I'll show it to the players.
Now, for me to read this and actually process it.
Did you show it to everyone?
Did it not show?
No.
Oh, hold on. Save. Now show.
I see, okay.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, Joe.
March.
Although, to be fair, the roles are reversed in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iris would be at the center of a horror story.
Iris would also be the one that would have to get friends to come over and say, you need to go touch grass.
Touch grass.
You can't make me.
So is Lockhart read this out to everybody, or just read it herself and then, like, hand it around?
She'll hand it around.
There's also one more thing in the closet, Lockhart.
Okay, she'll get the one more thing before handing it around.
You don't need to grab it, because you can see it hanging up there. You see a gray pinstripe suit.
Oh boy, pinstripe.
You hand the paper to Marcus, and Legacy just, like, inserts herself under his arm so she can read it at the same time.
New Lockhart suit unlocked. Video game, new gear found.
I should say it's a unusually familiar gray suit. It's not a Lockhart suit.
Hmm.
Is it a Joseph Diego suit?
It is a Joseph Diego suit.
Yeah, I assumed so.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, if it's as old as this fucking house, that shit's vintage and will sell for a lot.
Especially with his recent death.
Hmm.
Comes
Joseph
a collector's
Diego
item.
breathed on this suit. It is very rare.
I meant more so the fact that it's old
Oh,
and vintage, like in mint condition.
I thought you were trying to talk it like a rock star touched it.
Fuck no. Fuck that guy.
Oh,
Well, we might know whose house this is.
Legacy
She'll
is like,
pull out the suit.
stares at it for a moment, frowns, and then shakes her head slightly. Nope, we're not gonna jump to that conclusion, because otherwise I'm just gonna walk outside and burn it down. But I'm a little bit more concerned about why we have a friend here that seems to be hearing voices and then ripping up his journal to leave it around. Or her, or whoever.
But put the suit back in the closet. And,
Looks up. She'll pause for a second, look at Lockhart. Are you okay with punting demon children?
Punting?
Well, if there's a demon child and it's giggling and running towards us, punting is probably the best option.
But that's okay. But kicks are mechanically different from punching, and it's more of a.
Fine, I'll punt it. I'll punt it. Do you feel better? Would you prefer to punch it?
Well, she'd punch harder. She scratches the back of his head.
Y'all can punch. I'll punt it.
You don't need to worry about being protected.
I'm not so worried about being protected. I'm worried about demon children.
So, should we go in the house more? Because usually with stuff like this, you kind of walk inside, you find a couple of interesting things, and then you go way inside, and then, oh no, the door locked behind you. And he pantomimes, like, surprise.
Looks to the front door. Is it still, like, partially ajar?
It's shut.
Lockhart will make a very point of walking to the door and going to open it to be like, really? You're afraid of supernatural shit? She'll go to open the door.
Walk over to the door, and you put your hand on the handle. And you get one good turn, and it just...
Why did you have to say that?
It's not actually locked, right?
Turn.
Okay. Hold on.
Is the window...
Marcus is gonna walk over.
Is the window that we opened earlier still open? Like the shutters open so I can see outside?
The shutters are open.
Over, tap on the glass.
Tap on the glass.
Tell if it's like normal glass.
No, it's soundproof, obviously, so they can't hear her screams.
It feels like normal glass, but there's not much you can glean from it. It's kind of hard to tell the thickness, but it doesn't appear to be too thick. Marcus walks over and tries to handle, and it just... I'm actually gonna roll. Actually, no, Lockhart, you roll. Roll me 2d6.
Okay.
You are very lucky. Marcus turns the handle, and there's like a panicked moment of like, and then he tries it like once more, and then you hear the as it unlatches. Did you? Never mind. That's a stupid question. You would not do that intentionally. Why was the door halfway locked? It's gonna lock.
I guess he's gonna go rip off a piece of like one of the cloths and jury rig a like thing to go around the latch and deadbolt to keep them from going into position. You know, like when you put like a piece of like paper or plastic to keep a door from closing.
Uh-huh.
But she's going to like rip up a sheet to do that and like hook it around the knob on either side.
It's an old door.
Okay.
It's probably just sticking and rusted.
Well, Marcus just exhales. You know what? If it comes down to it, I will break the door down.
Or you can just break the window. That'll be easier. But, you know, you're with those cybernetics, you probably can break the door down. And can we revisit my concerns about demon children?
If you're... There's not going to be demon children. Like, if anything,
you read the journal!
Okay, well, yeah, but it's obviously like a kid ghost, like Casper.
And
You
what's
don't know
the
if it's a kid
likelihood
ghost.
that this person you met is just trying to play a prank on you.
Well, considering the fact I'd never heard them before or seen, you don't understand the insane amount of technology it would take for him to do what he did to my arm.
I don't really know how your arm works, to be honest, so...
I don't... I mean... Well, I do. So, what exactly did he do?
He just grabbed my arm and started manipulating the computer inside of it, manipulating the deck, without being able to see anything or control any of the controls.
So, okay, when you say grabbed your arm, he says in quotation marks, and he, like, offers you his arm. He's like, how did he grab your arm?
She will mimic the hand placement.
He just looks at your hand, and just looks at you, and then looks at your hand, and he's like, that's it?
Yeah.
And he nods really slowly and just goes, okay, that's fucking magic.
Throws hands up, like in the, like, see?
And you're not certain it was just some kind of cybernetic?
The amount,
Marcus.
like, there would have to be time and effort, and I know when I get hacked.
Where did you meet this dude?
In an alley. We were going to a food truck.
Why would you stop in an alley?
We were bored. He had tarot cards, and I don't think Kaya's ever seen them. I don't even know if she knows what they are, like, that they existed.
Oh, that's... We need to talk. We need to have like a talk about the whole. And he just vaguely gestures towards you, Legacy. He's like the whole like conspiracy thing. I think it's very endearing, but it's starting to make me worried.
Now you're starting to sound like my mom.
She turns a little bit red. Like I am worried for you in a protective, boyfriendy way. He crosses his arms.
Look, I did not go back down into the sewers by myself. I was just walking along with Kaya, and she's like, sure, she didn't stop me. And like, look, at all the people that are now at this house. This is about as good as you can hope. I told you you fussed at me last time, Belle. Why didn't you tell me things? I told you.
You say, look at all the people in this house, and you fussed at me, and then he stops and just looks around and just goes, where is everyone?
Further in the house, probably ignoring all of the other rooms that probably have things in them too.
Okay, well this room is turned upside down, so let's catch up with them.
Walks. It's like, nods in agreement, starts walking after Lockhart, catches up with Lockhart, snatches the back of her jacket and just holds the back of her jacket so Lockhart cannot escape. And
So,
as soon as, like, the first doorway in the hallway, she starts to, like, tug Lockhart towards.
I was gonna say, if it's possible, I would like to go where everyone else has not gone.
Yeah.
In an opposite direction, if possible.
We're stopping in every room, Joe.
Yeah.
So,
We have the plot seekers and we have the lore seekers.
funny enough, it's very convenient that you all walked down the one exit hallway, because that... Wait, hold on. It goes here. Yes. So, after a few minutes of walking, the other group, we have... excuse me. We have Media, Cosmic, Kaya, Larry, Talme, and Cassidy. You guys have been walking. It's been a good like minute to 2 minutes, 3 minutes of walking. You haven't seen another doorway. In fact, you've been walking, and it's been mostly just dark, long hallway. Like, disproportionately long. And it's right around the time that somebody raises a concern that you see a soft light along the walls. Let me see.
Is this like a light coming from the wall or a light being shown on the wall?
A light coming from the wall. Here. I will drag you as you come into a new room.
I don't like that.
See, there's
I
the demon
really
child.
Don't like that. I really don't like that. You see this? I don't like it.
Is that
Legacy
finger
is right.
there?
I don't see a demon child.
It's on the left-hand
Don't worry
side
about
in the
it.
darkness as you scroll
Turn your
in.
brightness up.
Don't worry about it.
I don't
There's-
see anything. Y'all are.
I'm pinging it.
Stop
You're
pinging it, because now it's just
overreacting.
I don't see anything.
Alright,
it's
sorry, go
Piper
on.
bullshitting.
No, I'm not bullshitting. I do not see anything.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't either. And
Turn
I just
brightness up.
I turned my brightness all the way to the max.
Wow.
I'm blinding myself.
For those of you that want to have
okay.
that,
Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna turn away from that.
Yep.
um,
Fortunately for us, we have to see it.
It's like me and Amy saw it immediately.
Yep.
you know what's funny is I've stared at this image quite a bit, and I did not see that.
You did not? You
Probably-
uploaded this without seeing it?
Correct. What a lovely
What?
Easter egg
What?
surprise.
You fucking. You mother. How the fuck? Dude.
See. But again, demon child.
Demon child. Punt.
It's okay. Legacy's not with that group.
Yeah.
Which means that they're not
Child.
going to punt, and which means they're all gonna die, because demon children kill you if you don't punt them.
Yeah. They're. This group is unaware of demon children.
So,
Oh boy. Sorry,
You all-
continue.
no, you're good. So you all are walking, and you come upon a little section of light. And in this particular section, there's these tall windows that have some absent light source just emanating light into the room. It seems like almost like a gymnasium almost. These brick pillars support the ceiling. The roof is much higher. Or sorry, the ceiling is much higher. There's wood flooring all throughout now. And no matter how far you end up looking, it seems to be wood and brick. And Larry, once again, is hovering stuck to your arm in lack of any sort of firm metal structure for him to float upon. But as you walk in this light room for a little bit, you media you hear that chattering and talking, and it still seems to elude you. And after a while, you start to wonder if it's not just going to keep eluding you. But you all have a brief moment in this dark, like off to the left, dark, but towards the window's light area.
Go towards the
Huh.
windows. Towards the fucking windows. I don't like the darkness. I don't like the fucking darkness.
Are you okay, Kyle?
I'd like to iterate that's Amy. That's Amy being like, we should go towards the windows and away from the creepy darkness where there's demon child. But I imagine Kaya is just paying attention to the Lockhart and hers phone as she's like one step behind Media and Cosmic. She's just fiddling with it. And she looks up, she's like, what?
I was just wondering what you're doing.
Well, kind of listening in, tune into whatever you'll hear so that we can hear it too.
I can try and help. Can I like filter what I'm hearing into the radio?
Roll me a clever check.
Okay. Where is my... There's my sheet. Okay. I have the observer talent or the observer specialty. Does that apply here?
Not this
Okay.
time, but that is a useful one to know you have.
I have observer, which I kind of figured as a double meaning of observer and also I see things.
Fair.
Clever.
But this would just be, I guess, a straight clever.
Okay. It didn't. There was an error with your formula. Excuse me? Oh, I didn't put zeros on that. Sorry. Forgot I had to do that. No, should work.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ouch.
I rolled that the other day.
Can I cancel that crit fail?
You can if you use your boost ability, right?
Yep.
So long as you don't
Okay.
roll another one, or else you're gonna fuck everybody up worse.
Yep.
I would love a third one.
Demon Child
Free-
comes out and eats somebody.
And this is the free inspiration.
Mhm.
Okay. Deleting that. So roll another d6, Piper.
Roll another d6.
Kaya is gonna help. Okay.
There you go.
Cancel the crit fail.
Isn't that what happened on Saturday too?
Yeah, it is actually.
That's twice. That's twice you foiled my fun. I want the Giga crit fail
No.
someday,
One day.
Not today.
Not today.
Satan.
but not today. You start to have you have the thought like, well, maybe I could kind of channel what I'm hearing into their radio, and maybe we could hone in on something together. So you start to focus for a second. And it's a little strange because you've never actually done this sort of thing before, but you're tapping into this power that you have and trying to grasp it and direct it with your own will. And it starts to work, and you start to get this slight like tingle in your mind as you successfully lock onto the radio, and you can hear the information coming out of, or the slight signal coming out of it, and then you hear the slight signal that you can hear just ambiently, and you start to mesh them. And as you do, Kaya, your radio goes silent, and the noise that you were hearing in your head media goes quiet, and you have a single harmonious silence. And this isn't like the radio is off. This is like it is picking up quiet. Like when you have the song playing, but there's no music happening. And you hear just very, very faintly ha, 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 he.
Oh, hey, it worked.
Is picking up laughing? Who the fuck's laughing?
Cosmic shakes his head and just goes, nah, me.
But that's the voices that I'm hearing. I did a thing and I sent it to your radio.
Yeah, good
That-
job.
Feels a little weird, like I have a third arm, but
Does it
It's
feel
a
bad?
thing
Is
I
it
can do.
hurting you?
no, it's not hurting. It just feels weird, like I have a phantom appendage or something like that.
Alright, well, if it ever hurts, just let me know and I'll turn it off, alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, but for now, this is, well, probably the first time this has ever happened, like ever, so I guess congrats on that. But on the other hand, I'm more concerned who the fuck's laughing?
It's just silent. Just no noise. And you just hear that soft, like hum in the air. Everyone in this group, roll me a clever check. And you can add your observer to this one.
Yeah.
To media.
I don't think I have anything that could go with that, so it's just gonna be a straight clever. Oh fuck!
A lot of ones, damn.
Can I boost that, Mr. DM?
Roll
Do
for.
you have prep for it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Then you can boost it.
Make sure you roll for Cosmic and Talme too, in case they find shit.
I'm absolutely going to. Fear not.
14. Well, not 14. That's the wrong number. Wait, where'd my roll? Oh fuck! I just got my roll 20 just glitched so hard for a second. I got a 12.
A 12. And okay. So that is a 5, 9, 7, 12. Talme got a 10. Cosmic gets a 4. Oh, wait. Cosmic can add his bonus to it. The fuck am I talking about? Okay. So, Media, Kaya. Actually, Cassidy, you're the only one who doesn't notice this. So, you're just like looking around at this place. It seems weird. The windows are weirdly dark. It looks like it's night outside, but there's light coming through them. And you're not sure how far back this building goes, but those windows would have to be facing to the house adjacent to it, which it was flush with. So this must go behind the houses to a really, really far, like, alley lot or something. But it's confusing and definitely very unnerving. Everyone else, though, you are all listening intently to the radio, and you hear that laughter once again. Let me see. And as you do, you all look up, and distantly, far, far outside the edge of the light in the darkness, you think you see a shadow move. What is everyone's cool defense?
8.
Do you only want characters that noticed?
Correct.
12.
Yes.
Okay.
Eight, 12. That. Oh man. So, Media, you're not certain. You think you saw something move, but you're not sure. Kaya, you see dead as clear as, well, not as clear as day, but you are dead certain you saw something shift behind a pillar. And that there shouldn't be anyone else here in this house. Maybe it's a squatter. Who knows? You're not sure, but it's starting to freak you out.
Any of y'all fucking saw that?
Saw what?
Yeah, you fucking get behind me. There's someone over there. I fucking swore I saw him.
What kind of someone?
I don't.
Someone
Someone
might have
likes-
saw movement of some sort. I'm not sure if it was a person.
Well, I saw
Maybe
someone.
it was a rat? Or maybe it's a squatter.
Well, it's definitely like a figure shape, not a rat. I mean, it could be a squatter, but I don't fucking like it. Alright, no one go over that way. I don't know what the fuck they're up to. There's definitely someone there. We should probably get back to the others.
Huh. Okay, so how do we... I guess we just turn around and go back the way we came? How far have we walked?
That's a good question.
Well, we were walking for what? 10 minutes?
We were walking
Maybe.
for 2 minutes in a house.
Yeah. I didn't really think about it, but that's right. I don't really like this. I think we should leave. And as you start to turn to face the other direction, everyone roll me your clever checks once again.
I'll boost it this time. Why not?
I am boosting this? Then I'll be lost in this spooky fucking house? Jesus Christ.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. Cosmic. Man, Cosmic's rolling real bad.
Why is it when you play the boys you roll bad, Joe?
I don't know. I don't want them to roll bad. I want them to see the spooky stuff. So you all turn around. Cassidy, Media, and Kaya, you start to head back the way you came. Immediately in that direction, you see the shuffling of what looks like a bigger shape. This one
Cassidy
taller.
screams.
You scream. Lockhart, Legacy, and Marcus, you hear Cassidy belt out a blood-curdling scream.
What?
Well, that's run mode.
Legacy, Lockhart surges forward. Legacy, had the, grip on her jacket, but at the same time she surges forward, Legacy immediately tries to backpedal probably straight into Marcus.
You back up straight into Marcus. He in much the same way Lockhart rushes forward, he starts rushing forward too. He doesn't hesitate. He scoops up Legacy underneath the legs and starts rushing forward after Lockhart.
No, we don't.
Bring
You're
the
not supposed to
football.
run towards the screams. You're not supposed to run towards the screams.
He's gotta be a hero.
I need a hero. So, Cassidy, you scream, Kaya and Media, you both see the shape now suddenly diverge into two different shapes, one of which is a little bit more blobby and slower, and the other sprinting forward, and out of the shadow comes Lockhart.
And you hear a very loud complaining Legacy.
Yeah, not but a few seconds later do you see Legacy and Marcus. Marcus, who is holding Legacy, running up and setting her down, who's not clearly unhappy with his decision.
Instant alert mode. Looking around. Where's the danger? Where's the fire?
What happened?
We guys just came from over there, right? We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Completely ineffectual. You're watching as Legacy just like starts smacking his arm.
He just looks around and Lockhart, roll me a Legacy. If you're also looking, or if you consider yourself too distracted, you can both roll me clever checks. And Lockhart, you must add your threat assessment to this.
Oh, great.
Must.
Conspiracy?
You must add your conspiracy to this as well.
Boost?
Well, you don't have to boost it, but you can boost it.
I'm gonna boost. Clever is not my stat.
Damn.
Dang.
Damn.
Sheesh! Sheesh!
I would also like to point out, just in case this matters, I cannot be feared. In
What?
case it matters.
Cannot be feared?
Yes.
She
Cannot be made cannot be stricken with fear.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that no one can fear you, and I was like, I feel like that's a lie.
Immune to the frightened condition.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
What Piper said.
Okay, I was gonna say, there's a whole ass gang who fears you. I feel like it's too late for that. But continue.
Okay. Who's ready for some spooky imagery?
Me!
Oh boy.
So you see.
Legacy has learned she does not want to be sandwiched between Lockhart and Marcus. She thought it was a good position to be in. Apparently not. Never again.
They're the plot delivery service. They bring you to the plot so you don't keep running away from it.
So it's not perfect, but you see this distant image. Both you and Legacy see this very clearly. Marcus, unfortunately, does not see it. But you see far in the distance something
What?
human-ish shaped.
That's straight up from like
itself
Nuke's top
out.
5.
It's like Cyber Grudge.
From behind one of these brick pillars.
Well, guess who's going after it?
Guess who has magically found the empty can of Red Bull in her arm?
No, this one's gotta be full can.
Deserves the weight of a full can. So, Lockhart, you're bearing down on it?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Okay.
You just hear like a little squeak from Legacy as she sees it, stops beating Marcus's arm, and is now behind Marcus. His fucking face! Fucking face!
Like, Marcus is like, what? What? It looks up and sees Lockhart just fucking take off, and he just goes, what the? And he immediately takes off as well. Are you stopping him, Legacy?
She can't stop him.
Okay,
she says
he's
he starts chasing her, and she's like stares for a second, and there's like this like open palm, like, where are you going? And then looks around, spots Kaya. Now it's Kaya's turn to be Legacy Shield.
Yeah, Kaya, without a word, she has corralled the others behind her. She has fucking yoinked Legacy into the pile, little huddle that she has created of the squishy PC/NPCs. Like, okay, yeah, I saw someone going out around a pillar.
It's fucking
Hide
horror
behind it.
story, like fucking black eyes.
You fucking saw it? I fucking knew there was something there. You gotta get the fuck out of here.
Lockhart did the thing like a hound dog. It's like perks head up, turns, looks straight at it, and then like rushes forward.
So Lockhart, you are bearing down on this thing as fast as you possibly can, and as you get closer to it, you can see it start to come into view just slightly more clearly, but then it just dips behind one of the brick pillars. You don't slow in your pursuit. Roll me 1d5.
Okay.
But
Legacy's just like, there's fucking demon children here. We found a journal. They're laughing. They're giggling. There's demon children. Now there's a face. Now they're gonna go die. They're running after Marcus. Come back here.
4.
Non-stop stream of talking.
1, 2, 3, 4. And roll me. Let me do this. I'll also roll.
She.
Hey,
point
look
out-
at that.
I want to point out she's not attacking it, but she does want to catch it, whatever it is.
oh god.
You certainly are enthusiastically chasing this creature. This
Yeah.
thing. This person. It's just a person. That's what it is. But you hit your stride, and then you feel a crunch, and you have about half a second to notice. But if you look right here, where's my little...
This right here.
Yes. You'll notice there's a couple of planks and floorboards missing.
Why?
And as you chase down this thing in pursuit of it to figure out what it is, your foot touches a plank that is slightly more loose than the others. And you collapse it and fall down. And
Like-
there is a moment where your weightlessness is... Yeah, Lockhart's gone. As is Marcus.
Oh no.
It is...
Muscles God, guys!
Lockhart, you're gonna actually kill Marcus.
I can't protect all the smalls around.
You're gonna kill my
did-
boyfriend.
I did not tell Marcus to follow me, okay? That is him. That is not me.
You're the one that made the choice to just immediately charge after the thing rather than talking or splitting.
I'm trying to protect everyone, damn it!
Didn't you already have a talk with Marcus about wanting to be a hero and all that shit? This is on him.
No, it's Lockhart's fault.
Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm reading up on a thing. Da, 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 da.
As they
Somebody just goes
disappear,
through the floor.
the non-stop talking, chattering from Legacy just stops.
So wait, they fall through the floor. It's not that they just disappear, right?
Correct. They fall. You
Okay.
both. You fall through, and then Marcus, you hear a hesitant like, and then immediately the floor collapses, and he falls through as well.
Oh shit! I thought that they hopped down. I was like, oh, that's a different fucking story.
No, the floor broke out from underneath them, and they fell through.
Yeah, if
Oh, crap.
Lockhart was heavy enough to go through the floor, there was no fucking way Marcus was not going to go through the floor.
Oh shit!
Are you guys okay?
There's no answer.
I'm gonna like flash, look down.
How close are you getting to the hole?
Um,
Close enough to
basically-
peer over the edge, right?
Kaya would stop that. Kaya was the literal fucking OSHA representative. It's like, okay, there's a fucking perimeter here. We can't pass that, or else we're all going down.
Oh, okay. You seem like you know what you're doing. Are they gonna be okay?
If they're not talking, they're clearly not okay. Legacy, well, you said Media has a flashlight?
I'd like on my phone.
Oh, okay. So Legacy is just going to, like, duck under Kaya and just start, like, crawling towards the hole. She is the lightest of the group.
She is,
And
however...
will, like, test the boards with her hands before she puts weight on it.
Can we say that Laya has fucking rope on her?
Yeah, you have the magic toolbox. I will
Yeah.
allow you. I will allow you to even like take out some extra like 30 or some like 12 gauge cabling and then just start knotting it together, and you're just like, fucking, this is not even as good as rope, but I got it. I guess fucking whatever. I guess gotta use this as fucking rope. Guess cord is rope now because this is what my life is.
That's exactly what Kaya says. And she pulls out the fucking thick ass cable and she's like, all right,
Loops
looping it around,
Loops it around Legacy as Legacy goes. Legacy does not stop.
Yeah, no, she ties that first, then she fucking just like grabs the back of Legacy's hood and just fucking shucks it over around her waist and pulls it, cinches it shut before she continues, and then she goes and like ties it to a pillar.
Are you going down there?
Ideally not. I want to just like look through the hole, but you know, if I end up falling through, I guess, yay, cable! I'm not going to totally be cut in half because there's demon children here and faces.
How about we try calling them first, see if we can hear their ringtone, or maybe they just far really, really far down and they can't hear us.
They can't hear us calling to them. We're not going to hear their ringtones.
As in, well, maybe they could pick up. I don't know. Call Marcus. I can't call a lock.
I have their numbers through the group chat. Not to just dial one of their
No,
numbers.
as in, I've got Locke's phone. She tossed me a phone to make the radio.
Whoops.
Fuck.
Lacey will just like tap her visor to call Marcus as she continues to crawl forward.
You call Marcus. There is no signal.
And god damn it.
Fucking kidding me.
Does she get near the hole?
Yeah, so you, Legacy, are crawling hands and knees with a cord rope around your midsection as you carefully get closer and closer to the hole. You reach out like every couple inches with your hand and just press as hard as you can, and if you hear even the slightest creak, you avoid that section. And you're able to get close to the hole, but you can't seem to get right up to the edge of it without risking it. You could risk it to get close to the edge, however.
Can I get to the closest, safest, like this closest safe board that I'm aware of and reach a questionable board from there?
Yes.
Can she yoink a board up? If it's loose enough for her to fall through, she should be able to yoink it up.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. So you want to basically bring the hole to you?
Yeah, she's gonna make like, she can't get to the big hole, she's gonna make like a fucking peephole look through.
Okay. So roll me a tough check.
Oh no.
You have to yank a board up.
Guess what's getting boosted? Hey.
Hey, okay. So you like crawl over and you slide up next to one of the brick pillars. You feel like most of the pillars are pretty sturdy as far as the boards that remain there, but you are very close to what you know is a faulty board. So you reach over and kind of press on it and push a little bit, and then you lean a little bit harder and push, and then you hear this snap, and it like surprises you, but you don't fall. And you just see the wood sail into the darkness, and it is pitch black.
She'll
Drop a lighter.
call out for Marcus and Lockhart. She doesn't have
Call out.
lighters or glow sticks. She has nothing. All that she needs is in her arm, which means she can't detach the arm.
You call out into the darkness, and there is a very, very long pause as you just hear your voice echo and then get swallowed up by the darkness. And Lockhart, I'm going to take you, because I figured out how to do this now, to a special page.
Oh boy.
Oh,
You're going here.
Looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo.
Take the
Lockhart.
one that's not a horror fan on her own.
You are falling in this dark abyss, and you clamber for like purchase against anything, and then you feel metal rungs, and you feel a lot of them. Like as you're falling, you hear the as it drums against your fingers, and you brace yourself. You don't want to dislocate your shoulder, so you shore yourself up, get close to the wall of whatever you can feel. It's very dark, and then you grab. And as you grab and hitch yourself to a stop, you find that you're already close enough to the bottom that you could have just you almost splatted, it feels like, but you just let go and you hear this crunch of what sounds like a bunch of almost like paper mache, like crunchy broken leaves or pottery pieces. And you take a step back from where you heard that crunch, and then you hear more crunching. And you're just like trying to find a place to step where you don't hear that noise because you're stepping on something. And then after a pause, you hear Marcus falling, and then he lands directly in a pile of something. You hear the crashing and just of a crunchy falling Marcus, all 200 pounds of him slamming into the ground of a pile of bones.
Let's check on Marcus first.
You head over to the pile. These are human skeletons of various shapes and sizes. Some of them with clothes, some of them with tatters. And you are just scraping them out of the way, trying to find where Marcus landed in the pile. And
Yeah. And
huh?
Lockhart's keeping her back against the. Be aware that this thing was here, so she's trying to keep an eye out, but also like get closer to Marcus and check on him essentially.
So you're keeping an eye out. You're digging, and then you take a minute to like look up, get your surroundings, make sure nothing's sneaking up on you. You can see in this room cages, like animal cages, livestock cages. All of them filled, crammed with human skeletons, remains. All of these bits of clothing, all of them reminiscent of different eras, but predominantly those of the 80s era. As you go to, like, as you're making these brief looks and glances, you hear, like, the shuffling of Marcus as he has tried to scurry his way out of the pile, slow to a stop. And it makes you concerned for a minute, and then you reach down, invigorated by the lack of... Whoa. Invigorated by the lack of noise. And then you part some of the debris, and then you see Marcus there, like, with a look of abject horror on his face. And he is just petrified. And there are teeth, jaws, eye sockets, hands, all sorts of different pieces of bone. Some in various states of decay, some seemingly closer to mummy than skeleton, just surrounding him as he has fallen squarely into the middle of this pile and is surrounded by death. And he just, like, his face is just a mask of horror. He is totally pale, and he looks directly at Lockhart and does not move much at all, but just twists his hand ever so slightly so that he can reach out to you, as if to help, like reach out for help to pull him out.
Yeah. Lockhart has a very steely expression as she moves towards Marcus, and looking at him, trying to get him to not focus on what's around him, will say, "Are you injured?"
Yes.
And she starts wiping off some of the debris and stuff off of his shoulders or anything that's clinging to him,
You
and
dust
help
up
him up.
some actual bone dust, as well as some bits and shards that have gotten stuck on his shirt. As you're dusting, you notice a finger that has been mummified that you flick off of him. And as you do so, a shiver runs down the back of your neck. Marcus is standing there, you recognize this posture. This is him controlling his breathing. He is very, very pointedly not controlling his breathing, but he is trying to. So you can see him like he just kind of stares into the middle distance and is just like just in through the nose and out through the mouth, and kind of failing every once in a while. He just goes, "Not hurt. No, I'm good. I'm okay. No injuries. I hit," and he rubs the back of his head. He's like, "But I'm not dizzy or anything. I'm okay." He just nods, as if to affirm to himself that he is okay. Where are we?
I'm not sure.
You look around after helping him out of the pile, and the first thing that catches your eye is a sign above a large doorway. Let me see. We are here. Yes. So you see a sign above a large doorway along a wall with cages lining it. And it's the storage room B.
So we're in that room, or it leads to that room?
You are in that room.
Marcus is not taking all this very well at all. And to be completely honest, like, even with the, not fear ability, this is rattling Lockhart a bit. This is a lot of death.
Mm-hmm.
She's just not really showing it. Or she's better at hiding it, I guess. Holy
And
fuck.
I will bring everyone else over to see the image now. So this is where Lockhart and Marcus are.
Gross.
The fuck? I don't like this.
Gross.
After making sure he is actually okay, because I do have air hypo if he is injured in any way to assist, but after making sure he's physically okay, she's going to glance around and try and find an exit.
You glance around and start to move towards the exit, painfully aware of every step you take, as it is punctuated by the thickening crunch and bend of bone and sinew beneath your feet. As you walk to a shallower part of the pile, it becomes a little bit more bearable, but it never completely goes away, as every inch of the floor is covered. And you walk closer to the door. There's only one door that you can see. Every other wall is lined with cages of either one or more people. Are you going through that door? Marcus hasn't moved, mind you.
She was trying to urge him to come along.
Make
Marcus,
me
we need to find a way out.
make me a cool check.
Okay.
You're gonna need to convince him to move.
I swear, if I have to grab his shoulder. Okay, my roll 20 is glitching. 1 second. Reopening my sheet. You said cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I really have anything to help with this.
Other than boosting it.
And
If you have anything particularly compelling you could think of that would get him to move, you could try that, and I might give you a circumstantial benefit.
Just push him.
Don't
You
push
could
him,
also
because
just
then he'll
douche.
just like face plant into the shit, and that'll make it
yeah,
worse.
No, okay. She'll put a hand on his shoulder to try and refocus him off of this and focus on her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing that whole thing of like, hey, I'm right here. Eyes. Look.
Okay.
And she'll say when he does look at her, we need to find a way out of here. Unless you want to climb. But I don't know how far we fell.
He looks up, and when you look up, the top of the ceiling collapses into darkness. There is no ceiling that you can see, just cages and cages and cages going up, like a library.
I don't suggest we climb, though.
He just nods.
So, any bonuses or just roll the cool?
Just roll the cool. That is good
wait,
enough.
Wait. That -3. Because
-3?
I didn't take off my threat assessment. I'm sorry.
Then 8, and 8 will still get you there. Just
Okay.
barely. Just barely. And 8 will get you there. Bless you. Marcus, like, blinks for a second and just goes, okay, I'm good. And he just puts both of his hands at the side of his face and, like, kind of slaps his cheeks in sync. Just goes, oh, okay, just focus. And he takes one step, and there is, like, a full body, like, flinch at the noise. And he turns his head and just grimaces and takes a few steps out of the pile, or at least out of the bulk of the pile. And as you both get out of the pile, you hear a very, very distant cry of Legacy shouting for you.
Okay.
Immediately, Marcus will turn around and say, like, there's first under his breath is like recognition of just like, was that Legacy? And then immediately, without hesitation, he will just turn up and shout for Legacy, just like, we're down here, we're okay, and just shouting as loud as he can. And Legacy, you have a brief moment of silence as you hear the faint echoes of Marcus's words come back to you.
Legacy just listens, like, starts to get nervous, then manages to hear Marcus, and she just, you see, like, shoulders sag just a little bit, and she nods, and she looks back towards Kaya, still not moving much because she does not want to accidentally come across any boards that she does not want to be on top of. They're alive, I think. They're really, 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 really far down. Like this, several stories, if I could guess.
Well, this place has got to have like a basement or something, then, right?
Several stories?
Yeah,
on.
I can barely hear them. You couldn't hear him shouting. I heard my voice echo down.
That shouldn't be fucking possible with how
Yeah,
the station's built.
This place might have a basement, yeah, but I don't. From everything I know about general architecture, which is admittedly not a lot, and from what I've heard Kaya drone on about this station.
Don't drone on.
Sometimes.
Look, are they alright? That's what's important here, right?
Yeah, they're alive. And like Legacy will like look back down and just like shout back down. Are either of you injured?
Marcus looks to Lockhart. Like Lockhart checked on him, so he's like, "Oh shit! I didn't think to see if you were hurt at all."
Lockhart will turn to Marcus because I assume she doesn't like yell a lot, so like his voice is probably louder than hers. So she'll say, "I'm fine. Just let them know that we'll find a way up, and don't come down."
I don't want to. I mean,
Do you want them down here?
Marcus, you say that, and he hesitates for a second, and then just nods and just goes, "You're right. You're right. We'll find a way up." And he turns his head up and just goes, "We'll find a way back up." And if you've ever seen the movie Barbarian, there's a bit where two characters are shouting after each other. Yeah, you know the part where the one girl goes looking for him and shouts into the darkness, and you hear just the teeniest bit of voice of "help." That's the volume we're working with here. It is shout, second, 2 seconds, response.
Legacy just sighs, looks back towards Kaya and Media and the rest. They're gonna find a way. They say they're okay. They say that we shouldn't come down. They're gonna find a way up. Oh shit! And she is like looks and like head whips around to the other end of the hallway where the face was.
You whip around to the other end of the hallway where the face is, and you see, yes,
the thing that Lockhart went charging after is still on the level.
It's that like you said where the face was, and Joe says where the face is. I'm like, is?
Yep. So you Legacy turn your head. You don't have to roll for it. You see it instantly, and you just see the black holed eyes of this thing staring at you as it hides behind another brick pillar.
It's like the same distance away as before, or closer, or further, or same pillar. Description.
What is your cool defense?
Not a lot. 8.
8. So I don't roll super high very often.
Oh great.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So Legacy, you look up and you look over to Kaya and tell everyone what you found, and then you have that moment where you're like, wait, there was a thing, and then you turn back and look and you watch it, and it makes eye contact with you, and for a second you just feel your heart bottom out. It is the longest millisecond of your life of eye contact, of glancing, and then it just dips behind the bricks and vanishes. And you feel cold.
Legacy goes from sitting on her heels, kind of leaning over a little bit to not getting on her hands and knees necessarily, but like as like hands and feet, more four-legged than anything, and starts to shuffle away as fast as she can back towards Kaya.
You alright?
It's still here, it's still here, it's still here, it's still here, it's still, the face is gonna kill us.
Shit.
The face is gonna kill us. Is there a door on the other end of this?
We're trying to find a way back to you guys.
She'll, like, stop halfway across the questionable wood and look side to side. Is it look like this on either side, or is, like, the other side just off into darkness?
It looks like it just goes off into darkness.
She will fucking crab walk her way, first one way and then the other side to side, and see if there seems to be a patch of, like, more supportive wood. Like, see if there's a path across this that they don't die.
Oh, for sure. You can like walk with a wide berth enough around the hole that you're able to move past it without risking falling in.
Guy's got a fucking death grip on that fucking cable as she's speeding it.
You see, like, Legacy go all four, Animal try to crawl back as fast as she can, realize that they need to keep moving even though Face is after them, and then just, like, do this weird, awkward, still on hands and feet, side one way, side the other way, side one way. And then she's like, you see her stop, and you bounce for a second, and bounce again, and then stands up, looks over her shoulder, back towards where the face is. Is it still there?
No, there's nothing there.
I suggest we move as fast as safely possible that direction to find a door and not die.
Okay, works for me.
Alright. Is there enough, like, space around the broken boards that we can walk around it as a, like, single file to not fall in?
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm assuming that if we go, like, over into the shadows here, it just, like, is safe. Because it's far enough away.
Okay.
Although, you could, if there's enough cable, safety, like, wrapped around each of our arms or something like that. So in case
That's what I
somebody
was
does fall.
thinking. Have Legacy take the cable she has, secure it to a pillar on that side, into fucking kindergarten rope.
Oh. That's good.
Well-
That's a good plan.
Like, you know the kindergarten, like, safety rope?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or we just have the wall.
I mean, just tie one end around Legacy, tie the other end around Kaya. They're the front and the back, and everybody else has to hold on in the middle somewhere. So if one of them falls, there's 4 other people to try and keep them safe.
Mm-hmm. Just in case.
How do you know this thing wants to kill us, by the way?
It's a demon child.
They only want one thing. It's disgusting.
Don't know that, but considering that 2 of our friends just fell down who the fuck knows where, probably not good. I'd rather make sure none of us fall down that fucking hole. Or no more people do.
We need to go. We need to go. Like, before this
Larry-
thing turns back up and decides to kill us, we need to move. Stop hanging around.
Larry will poke you in the shoulder, Kaya, and say, I could go down the hole.
No.
Marcus could catch me.
If he's still even down there.
Well,
They could have walked off.
maybe there's metal?
Yeah, well, maybe. We don't fucking know that. The only metal we got that we know for sure is down there is Marcus, and we don't even know if he's all the way down there. We'd have to yell at him for him to catch you. And you want to go down there with him?
I don't want to leave, but I want to help.
Wait. Hold on.
I have a question, Joe.
Yes.
Could Kaya make radio with Larry?
That's what I was about to suggest too.
Exactly. Comms using Larry. I know they've
Yes.
done it before.
Yeah, you
With-
could. I will say that local communication with Larry could work.
Okay. All right. Legs, you close enough to the hole? See if Marcus is all down there.
Stops bouncing on like the safe wood, goes back onto hands and feet, shuffles back over to the hole. Just sighs. Marcus!
Brings us back to the curse map.
So, while that was happening, Lockhart, you and Marcus were doing like about to leave, right? Or what were you doing?
Yeah, she was trying to get Marcus to get in the zone.
Yes.
AutoZone.
And he was basically snapped out of it at that point. And he was thinking like, okay, yeah, we shouldn't want them to come down here. That's a good point. I'll let you do 1 or 2 quick things before you hear the request, if there's anything significant you wanted to do.
I was. It's probably bad, but I do kind of want to investigate all this.
Makes
But I don't think Marcus has the stomach for it.
He'll wait.
He just won't watch.
His eyes. Yeah,
He's just not gonna watch.
Yeah, I was gonna move him to like a corner. I was gonna move him to a corner and be like, "Here, cover your ears.
Cover your eyes and cover your ears. Look at this
Just-
wall."
Yeah. Just focus on something else."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We were sent here for a reason, supposedly.
Okay.
I think it would be remiss to not see what all of this is about. But I won't push you to assist in that.
Okay. How can I help?
If you don't want to, just stay near here, pointing towards like where they fell, and let me know if they contact us again.
He nods and just trudges over to a spot and will hold up there. And he'll look up at the stacks and stacks of shelves of cages and then close his eyes for a second and just okay, I'm good.
It's just like any fight. Just try to find your center.
It's a fight that I can't actually hit someone in.
It's a
But
mental
he
battle.
he nods. Mental battle, okay. And he just closes his eyes and will wait there. So what are you doing? What do you want to investigate?
Anything that stands out in particular?
So there's two or three real things that stand out. There's a bird-caged person, or corpse rather. I say person, it's a corpse. There's a bird-caged corpse that is hung. And then there are the racks of shelves of animal cages, and then there is the pile in the middle. You can investigate any one of those 3 things.
Well, whatever's closest. No, whatever the easiest would be. So probably the birdcage first, because there's only one person there.
The easiest in terms of they're all pretty easy. It just depends on what you want to do.
I'll start with the birdcage though, just
Okay.
because there's one thing there for the most part.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a clever check.
I am not the person to be down here in these tombs.
You're the one who ran.
I saw a threat, damn it.
No, you're good. It makes sense. It's just...
I'm gonna boost this.
I imagine Legacy is going to give you such an earful about how you did not kick the demon child.
Just try to.
So, with a 13, you walk up to the cage. It's kind of high off the ground, but you can get yourself up high enough and peer in. You can see that there is a key on that skeleton, but you can't reach it. It's too close to the center that the bars are going to be an obstruction to you.
And I use the wire cutters I have in my inventory to try and either reach for it, like hook one of the legs of the wire cutters around it, maybe?
Oh, I see. Okay, sure. Yeah, you can try that. That would be a quick check.
I will not boost this.
You also
Double
have a
ones, double ones, double ones, double
Marcus-shaped
ones.
ladder.
No, I probably couldn't add melee to this, huh? Okay. Hey, double fives.
Another 13. Okay. Yeah, so you immediately fixate on that key and you're like, okay, I can't reach it. You stick your arm in and you get right about to the edge of your shoulder and poke your shoulder just into the squeeze as much as you can. You're a bit too big to fit through the bars any more than you already have and reach the key, but you have those wire cutters, so you quickly reach into your pocket, flip them out, like part the actual like grips of the wire cutters, so that you basically make like the pokey grabby stick.
Yes.
And then you poke it through the key, the hole on the end of the key that would be on the key ring, and drag it carefully towards the edge. And you have a golden key.
Okay, let me add that to my inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's something else you notice as you are pulling that key out and away from the corpse. You notice that it's wearing like a lab coat of some kind, or maybe it was once a white button-down shirt. It's kind of hard to tell, but you recognize a logo on there, or at least you think you recognize it. It's different. This one it still has the familiar red and rounded logo, but you see a patch on the shirt that says Tetsuo Securities Incorporated.
Great. Fabulous. This is exactly what I wanted to hear right now. Mentally jot that down. And it looks like you said it looked like an older like version of the logo essentially.
Mm-hmm. You grab the key and drop down and turn around, and you can see now that you've noticed that name tag, or not name tag, that patch, you start to see that patch on a bunch of the corpses down here, littered throughout them.
And you said the corpses are like kind of like different sizes and ages and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Different levels of fleshy.
Yeah. Okay, thanks, C. I needed that reminder. I absolutely needed it.
I'm so glad I zoned out for just that moment.
Yeah. Taking note of that. Is there anything else noticeable on the corpse? Or is it just mostly bone with clothes?
It's mostly bone and clothing. You can make me another clever check. This one will be quite hard. But if you get it, that would probably be very satisfying.
I'll boost it. You said clever.
Ooh. 13 is just fucking
13.
Lockhart's like lucky number. Swear to God.
It's my lucky number, actually.
Unlucky number 13. So, as you are looking through the corpses here, you notice more and more of those name tags. You also notice a couple name tags of other corporations. And these are older corporations. Some of them you haven't heard of. One that you have, you see one for Nightcore. Sorry, Night Corp.
Nightcore have a DJ in the mix. Are there any other type, I'm not completely certain what I'm looking for, but it is concerning that all these corporations are kind of in this tomb. Is there a difference between the corpses in the pile and the corpses in the cages?
You would have to investigate the cages, but right as you're about to shift gears, Legacy's voice rings down from the heavens.
Calling for Marcus. Because Lockhart's
Marcus
not talking to her.
Yeah, immediately he snaps up and he just goes, responds to you, just like, yes, what is it?
I think Kyle wants to send Larry down. Could you? He's gonna have to. You're gonna have to catch him.
I can catch him? Looks at Lockhart with confusion, like,
You got metal arms.
Larry?
We're gonna make him a radio.
Okay. And he holds his arms up.
There's also metal along the wall that Larry could latch onto.
Oh, there's metal on the walls that he could grab, ride.
I'll let him know. Just watch. Make sure he doesn't break.
Immediately, like, oh shit.
If Marcus breaks Larry.
And so Legacy just turns around, looks towards Kaya, like, he says he's gonna catch him, but there's also like metal on the walls. Larry, you can like slow yourself down, I think. At least once you hit the metal.
He nods, like bodily nods, and just goes, yeah, if there's lots of metal, I can slow.
Yeah, he's got the power to it. Larry, you sure you want to do this, buddy? We don't know what the fuck's down there.
He looks at you very intently and just gets a very serious, determined look on his face and nods. Just goes, I want to help, and this seems like it will help.
All right. Here, wholesale. Let me put comms on you. You guys gonna like fuss with him for a little bit, but we take out like a little mini, fucking powered handheld screwdriver, and as she just like fusses with his little like detachable circuit he's got on top. And she's gonna connect it and essentially just make comms.
Yeah. And it'll be one way between you and Larry. Or not one way, it'll be two way between you and Larry.
Okay, I was gonna say, not one way, please. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Alright. Kaya is going to, after she's done fiddling, and she's gonna check the comms. Test 1, 2.
Larry replies with test 3, 4.
Pat, pat, pat on the head. Kaya's gonna be like, all right, if sure. The last chance. I don't know.
If the kid wants to go, the kid can go.
Yeah, but we don't know what the fuck's down there.
Our friends, my boyfriend.
All right.
I don't think we should trust her with babysitting ever.
Well, yeah, no shit.
There's a reason why Legacy is the only one of my characters that has no pet.
Yeah, no fucking shit. Have you met her? Look, all right. Let's get you over to that. You can probably use your manipulators and ride the cable down.
He nods.
I'm glad I left my corgi at home.
Yeah, it's a good fucking thing, huh? All right, bud. See you on the other side.
See you later.
Zip lines along cable to Legacy.
Yep. So I imagine it's a fucking zip line. Kaya stands up and holds it above her head, so it's a zip line down to Legacy.
He just it's a silent little zip line. There's not a single noise as he moves, but it somehow is just as exhilarating as when you do a really impressive grind in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Legacy just catches him on the other end and kind of bounces him on her hand like she normally does, and looks down to the hole, looks back at him. I don't know how you work exactly as far as the magnets and stuff, but just I don't know how much metal is. Just try to make sure that you stick to it.
He nods. Will do. And he does a salute.
And she'll lean over and she's like, all right, I'm gonna throw him down.
Marcus is panicked, just okay.
Moves, just hovering Larry over the hole with one hand, and just turns her hand sideways, as she's just dumping a bunch of salt into them.
There is a Larry at the edge of the hole, and then Larry tips over and is gone into the darkness. And you watch Larry as he dive bombs into the inky blackness and vanishes from sight. And
Whee!
yeah, you hear the distant this wee fades.
And on the other end, you hear the wee get louder as it comes closer.
There's Lockhart. You can hear the fast approach of Larry as Marcus is oh shit, and then jumps up and holds his arms out. There's a pong as Larry the magnets hit the arms and he bounces off of Marcus's arms, but he does catch him. Okay. Oh, man.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Only with this group could we make this horrible situation hilarious.
Larry is the best.
Larry landing, looks around, sees all the skeletons, and goes, "Oh no!" And Marcus just pats him on the top of the head, just goes, "Yeah, it's kind of a mess down here, buddy."
I just wanted him to say gross.
I'd suggest not telling your mother about this.
He makes kind of a grimace and just goes, maybe, but I do have radio. and he will he like his little digital screen, he opens his mouth. Nothing actually opens on him, but the radio kicks on. So you can communicate through Larry.
Can you hear us?
You're in the distance. We can hear you.
Yeah.
She's not close enough to the actual comms with Kaya.
Yeah. Just fucking shh. It's on. Hello? Hello? You guys there?
We're here.
Yeah.
Oh, thank fuck.
Okay, so I guess there's a door down here for us to go out. I guess we'll walk out that way and just try to find you and go up.
Just make sure that you're, like, keeping an eye out, because Demon Child is still up here.
Oh, no.
What's going on
Marcus.
down there? You see a way? Is there anything else there?
There's a lot of corpses. It's a bad time down here.
I told you demon children are out to kill you.
I have reason to believe it's not demon children. Hopefully you'll find out more soon.
Hopefully it won't be any worse.
What
What'd
was
you
that, Amy?
Nothing. Alright, you guys are gonna try and find a way up and out and up. I guess the only way out is forward? For us, at
guess.
least?
I guess so.
We'll have
Just-
to meet up at some point.
Just don't go charging through any more hallways.
And make sure that you don't also fall into any more holes.
Kaya has me so rigged up here. I'm not falling through anything.
Lockhart will mumble this only so Marcus could hear. It's like, it's probably a good thing it was us that's down here, not them.
He nods. Well, I guess we'll see you on the other side.
Alright, well, for any fucking reason, just don't hesitate to radio.
We'll keep you informed. The same goes to you, though.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be telling you every fucking thing we find up here.
Larry, like, through both ends of the radio, or through your end of the radio and directly in front of you and Marcus Lockhart, he just goes, fuck yeah, communication.
Exactly.
Larry is adorable. Well, good luck.
Same to you. Click.
And with that, you both begin your trek through the house and will attempt to reconvene.
What do you say begin? Like we just started.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, it's the beginning of the party split. The first party split.
The first party split? Excuse me, motherfucker.
Yeah, there's not going to be allowed to be another party split, at least on Kaya's end. Kaya is going to leash the rest of us.
Yeah, Kaya has maybe not smalls, but squishies to take care of.
Yes. You will do your best.
Shut the fuck up. I have the fucking question.